Hello, everybody. This is Drizzly Z. You may call me Lee. And it's Ace Attorney investigating time. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, sorry, give me a moment. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on, investigations, work with me. There we go. Where were we? Mid-prison. Oh yeah, we're doing the crime scene recreation. For Gore. Actually woke up early on time today. Hell yeah. Changing sleep schedule's kind of a big fucked up ordeal. Look at those basketballs. They look a little like out of place. They seem a little too HD. I don't know what it is. There's something uncanny, like especially about the one that's outside of the basket. It's a little too HD. Here we go again. Let's hope we can find something this time that will finally reveal the truth behind it all. Although that might be easier said than done. There's nothing left to investigate. Too well shaded, yeah. Judge Gavel's deduction yesterday. There was another possibility, one you seem to have overlooked. The well in the yard. Could a body not have entered the tunnel from there? Right. It's coming back to me now. Man. Okay, it's coming back to me now. The tunnel, the well, the prison cells, the escape. In summary, the body must have been thrown down the well and moved to the workshop. At some point during the show. Tell me, who else could have done that but Mr. Saint? Literally anyone at the show, but alright. Go off, Queen. Had Knight's body really been thrown down the well? The answer to that question will surely show us the way forward. But before we begin, I should tidy up my organizer a little. Unnecessary evidence and unnecessary feelings removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Nice. Let's see here. Hold on. I don't even know what was removed. It's been too long. Interesting. Huh. There's a cover on it. A dried up well slap bang in the middle of a prison? Figures it'd be locked. Well, luckily I'm a master lockpicker. Want me to do my stuff? I think not. We'll do this investigation by the book. Oh, come on! Don't be such a stick in the mud. Whoa! What is it, Kay? The lock's broken! And from the looks of it, it's been broken for a long time. Well, that certainly makes my job easier. If that's the case, then anyone could have thrown Knight's body down the well. Yeah, literally anybody at the show, which is almost everyone. Thank God for flashbacks. Judge Gavel's theory was that Mr. Saint carried out the murder here in the yard. And then, during the performance, he threw the body down the well. What are you thinking, Mazzarino? Plausible or no? Oh, why don't we see if Missile can help us out again? He'll be able to tell us if Mr. Knight's body was here and which way it went. Good idea. I'll call Detective Gumshoe. No, I think Missile's, like, napping. He's getting his, you know, his little beauty rest. Gumshoe speaking. Detective, I need your assistance. Come to the prison yard and bring Missile with you. You bet, sir. Gumshoe's Secret 7 weapons to the rescue again, huh? What are the other ones, Gumshoe? I need to know. I'm fairly sure Missile belongs to the precinct. Yeah, but I'm the one that, like, feeds him and stuff, you know? Missile's on his 15-minute break. Yeah, of course. Legally, they can't work the dog too hard. I'd also like you to bring one of our witnesses. Hold the Berry Big Circus and ask Miss Regina Berry to come down here with you. Yes, sir! I'll be there before you know it. So, what shall we do while we're waiting for Gummy? How about a quick game of hide-and-go-seek? Who says the full fucking hide-and-go-seek thing? Like, it's hide-and-seek. Don't make it any more complicated than it needs to be. You hide and you seek. Fun idea, kiddo, but where exactly would we hide? I don't know. In the tunnel? He's not seriously considering it. Oh, he's considering it, alright. Your game can wait, Kay. We need to call on one of your more practical skills. I think you know the one. Stealing? Kay would be too good at hiding. Yeah, she would just jump up onto the fucking roof and no one would find her. Even if they could, they couldn't, like, tap her out or anything. Oh, you bet I do. One crime scene recreation coming right up. I say what now? Oh, yeah. Eddie hasn't seen it yet. Oh, let me show you. Introducing a great thief's, great secret weapon, Little Thief. The who's he what's it now? What the fuck? Whoa, a screen's appearing from thin air. This is some next level tech, little sis. Oh, just you fucking wait, bucko. Wanna talk me through the deets? What are you doing now? I'm inputting everything we need for the simulation. Allow me to explain. This is Mr. Thief. No, it's Little Thief. Get it right. It's a device that can recreate crime scenes at specific moments in time based on the data you feed it. How about I start us off with a recreation of what the yard looked like yesterday? Good idea. That was when they were in the middle of tearing down the stage. We didn't pay much attention to the whale then. Who knows? We may have overlooked something. Leave it to me. I'll use the photo I took. Beepity boop beep pop. That's all the data. Just gotta pump the projection power to max and... Thank God she just took a random-ass picture of the yard. Dark skies of evening when no other bird dares take wing. One alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Yipes! What is this? It's a recreation of how things were yesterday. Modeled on the data I gave Little Thief. I love the fact that Edgeworth calls it Mr. Thief. It's like when he calls the Psyche locks Psycho locks. He just gets it ever so slightly wrong. This gadget was a tool used by the original Yatagarasu, which was my dad. And, you know, 2 other people, but, you know, don't worry about it. But they used it to plan robberies. Well, there's no harm in using it for something on the right side of the law now. Oh, but keep in mind that it can only recreate what you tell it to. It can't simulate things it doesn't have data for, and if the data itself contains mistakes, then you wind up with those same mistakes in the recreation too. But this particular recreation is based on case photos, so we shouldn't run into any problems. That's enough preamble. Shall we get started? Don't forget, you can examine stuff in the recreation just like in real life. You can also present evidence if you to try to clear up any inconsistencies you find. Anything that gets a little too advanced, he just kind of skirts the details on. Yeah, listen, he bases his, you know, entire self in facts and logic. Anything that delves into, you know, extreme sci-fi or straight up spiritual magic like the Psyche locks are, he does not understand it, you know? Simply too big brain for Edgeworth to handle, and he is possibly the biggest brain. Of course. Thank you for the reminder. Now let's take a look at that well. No, I want to go see how Eddie here's doing. The great thief's great secret weapon. Color me intrigued, Malzarino. Not exactly by the book stuff, though, yeah? Using great thief doodads in an official investigation. I mean, it's just technology, Fender. It's not as if it's actual, you know, stolen technology or anything. Whoa! Enough with the death stares, Chief. I'm cool, okay? I can keep a secret. Anything for the truth, am I right? It's possible that vital evidence has already been destroyed. Also, I saw that little, you know, that little Bob. I know you're referencing Von Karma right now. Fuck you. Without Kay's reproduction of the scene, we have no hope of finding it. Hey, relax. Like I said, I'll just zip it and nod politely while you cats do your thing. Because honestly, I don't really understand what the fuck's happening right now. Thank you. That'd be very helpful if you shut the fuck up. What was the name of our trunk-happy friend again? Azia the Asian Elephant. This is relevant? Star of the show alongside Regent the Tiger and Saint. The fuck? Of course, how could I forget? Not exactly inspired, though, is it? Was Miss Berry having an off day when she came up with it? Oh my gosh, Mr. Edgeworth, not in front of the poor elephant herself! She's not actually here. A wicker basket. Or rather, a cart, given the wheels. Hey, wouldn't it be fun to hop in and race it down a hill? No. Oh, you know what else would be fun? Racing down a hill on office chairs. Where did any of that come from? She's bored. We should examine this area carefully. May just hold the clue we need. There's pulley shit. What are a bunch of pulleys doing here? They don't seem to be well pulleys for lifting buckets. Also, you know, the well is dried up, so why the fuck would it be here? There's a sturdy-looking hemp rope lying on the ground. Kinda reminds me of the ropes we used for playing tug-of-war in school. The answer is no, okay? What? I didn't even say anything! Yet. I see it also has a metal stake attached to one end. There's some, like, delayed pulley bullshit happening here. Oh yeah, looks like something you'd use to put up a tent. But there was no tent, was there? In which case, what was it used for? The weight. It's a metal weight of some kind. Looks like it weighs... The projection makes it a little tricky to read. Do you remember how heavy it was, Kay? Are you blind? Sure, it was 30 pounds. That doesn't seem like heavy enough to hold a body up, though. What does anyone need such a heavy weight for, anyway? Doesn't seem related to the circus show, at any rate. The well was behind the stage, which means... there are many people who could have thrown Knight's body down it during the show. Oh, okay. This is looking worse and worse for Mr. Saint. Oof. So, what do you think all the stuff around the well was used for? Some kind of fucking pulley system to, like, drop it belatedly? I can't see any of the animals needing them for their part of the performance. Either be needed in passing or a hinge of the case, no in between. Yeah. Indeed. Nothing immediately strikes me as a likely purpose. We'll have to ask Miss Berry later. I suspect that's all there is to find for now. Detective Gumshoe should be here soon, too. Okay, you can power down Mr. Thief for now. You can power down Mr. Thief for now. It's Little Thief! Sure thing. Prepare to return to normality. Oh, shit's suddenly not green. God. Sorry, sir. I came as quick as I could. Why is Missile angry? Ha! Speak of the devil. Ah, detective. I was indeed impressively quick. You know me, sir. I never did like to keep you waiting. Thanks for coming all this way too, Regina. No problem. This seemed way more fun than rehearsals, so I ditched them for today. Also, you know, Max was there and Ben was there, and I didn't want to deal with them today, so I'm done. It's very much appreciated. Alright, detective, let's get started with Missile. Yes, sir! Hey, Missile, over here, boy! Grr. What's the matter? Come on, boy, come on! Engie. What's wrong with him? Looks like he's scared of something, sir. Is it the crocodile, perhaps? Yeah. Alligator! I guess he's not a fan, sir. Well, I doubt he'll be of much help to us like this. Yep, Missile's Missile's on break, but not the break that we thought. He's on, you know, alligator watch break. Any other bright ideas, Miles Areno? Yes, actually. Miss Berry, would you mind lending us a hand? Oh, I'd love to! Just tell me what you need. Do you want me to teach Allie some tricks? I don't doubt she could do it, but nothing quite like that. I'd simply like an account of what the odd looked like during the show. Also, like, she definitely could just get the alligator to go away. Oh, I like where this is going. You're thinking of using Little Thief again, am I right? If you'd be so kind. Yes, Mr. Thief is quite helpful. Look at Missile, he's just hanging out. Okay, I've plugged in all the data, firing up the simulation. There you go, this is what the yard was like during the show. Why is the well, like, staticked out? The time at which the body was purported to have been thrown down the well. Oh, wow! This is so amazing! It's like magic! It's way more magic than anything, I don't know, Max can do. No magic here, just sweet, sweet data. Which is why... The area behind the stage is missing. Blue and yellow was like, so your hair color was all fucked up. Oof. Yeah. Sholmes is a little, he's a little preoccupied with his hair. His great problem, his rent. But, you know, thankfully no one's dyeing their hair with chemical agents in this game. At least, to my knowledge. Yeah. Regina said she wasn't involved in getting the stage set up. So, we don't have any data on what it was like back there. Fuck. No data, no simulation, huh? Brutal. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's all because I left Simeon to do everything by himself. Oh, poor Simeon. Truly the grunt of the of the circus. Oh, no. It's all my frilly associates' fault. What? Why? Objection, Fender. Anyway, we got a fresh simulation now, but we still have the other data too. I can switch back whenever you want to. Whenever you want to. Wait. Oh, I can switch back whenever you want to the recreation of them taking down the stage, so we can examine the scene both during and after the show, and switch between the two at will. I can switch between the recreations by using Y to talk with K. Now then, let's continue our investigation, shall we? Can I talk to Missile? Hey, Missile. Wonder what it would take to overheat the thing? Maybe simulating the entire world. It's as bad as it looks, sir. Poor little guy's scared out of his skin. I'd hope to have him track that scent again, but that clearly isn't in the cards now. Poor Missile. Fuck off, Allie. Wait, Allie fucked off. God damn it. This pond is home to Warden Lagarde's beloved alligator. Use the button. And look, those bones must be from her latest meal. I somewhat doubt an alligator could pick a carcass clean like that. You think? I get the feeling she was rather ladylike in her own way, actually. If you say so. Well, I do. I kind of have a sixth sense for these things. An interesting talent, though not one I'm particularly envious of. It's the pen that held Azia, the Asian elephant. Now empty as the lady herself is on stage. I wonder how they got her there in the first place. What do you mean? Well, the entrance to the yacht is people-sized. And there's like a gazillion megawatts pumping through that fence. Kind of risky, no? Not if one turned off the electricity. Yeah, but then all the prisoners would escape. Duh. For an entrance blocked by an elephant? I think not. This is a real puzzler, alright. I'll need to give it some more thought. She seems to be enjoying the challenge. I'll leave her to it. Kay's having her own entire, like, side investigation here. Apple. The basket was empty in the other recreation. Oh yeah, but it was definitely empty in the photo I took too. Oops, sorry. I made a mistake when I was filling you in earlier. Oh? The basket's for holding Azia's food, but on the morning of the show, all the apples that were on it had vanished. Poof. I totally forgot to mention it. Sorry. Disappearing apples. I should make a note of this. Oh, they definitely put the body in there. Someone took the apples out. No, does that mean Azia starved? I'm calling fucking, PETA, I guess? Who the fuck do you call, like, I was gonna say CPS, but I'm like, I don't think this counts as a child. The chairs are lined up neatly for the show. Though we know there were a few empty seats during the performance. Huh, something about this space. The way the seats are arranged. Reminds me of a karaoke contest I entered as a kid. You entered a karaoke contest. I sure did, and I came in second. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's plight. Is that supposed to be sung? Tell me you didn't actually sing that. I sure did. What's it to ya? She did well. She did well to take second place. Perhaps stole is more apt. Or is it more that she failed to steal first place? I'm overthinking this. The bit has gone too far. Don't say a word, sir. I know just what you're looking for. It's written all over your face. It is? A missile may be temporarily out of action, but my fishing rod is good to go whenever you need it. Oh, and if you want to give the metal detector a shot, I have that too. Huh, okay. I've never seen him so excited. What are the other 4 weapons? I'll be sure to let you know if I need either of them, Detective. So, do you come to visit the prison often, Regina? I sure do. I have so many little friends here. It's wonderful. It's all of the animals. I'm not really friends with any of the prisoners. They're kind of weird. And they're all such sweeties, the old faces and the new. I made a new friend only yesterday. Ellie is just the cutest. The day the fishing rod comes in handy, you will eat your words. Yeah. I mean, there is a well. Cute. That full-grown alligator lurking in the depths of the pond. You sure about that? End up worrying you could just walk up and then chomp, you know? Oh, don't be silly. She'd never do anything like that. Especially since she's not doing great. I heard she hasn't been herself since yesterday. I'm so worried about her. You guys are worried too, right? Right? Yeah, totally. Super worried. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Please, she's gonna murder us, Mr. Edgeworth. You say yes. Yes, super. Don't rope me into this. It would appear that we're missing some data for this point in time. Yep, that's about the size of it. You gotta go steal us some data. I don't steal data, Kay. I use logic and deduction to get what I need. Well, I'm more of an act first, think later gal. Or maybe act first, think never. Please don't add to my workload with your recklessness. I would hate to have to order your arrest. Oh, come on. You'd never arrest me. A story of forbidden love between a tiger and an elephant. Wish I could have seen it. Wish I could have seen Simeon on that stage, too. Oh, he was wonderful! The way he flew off that stage! Ah, yes, that scene. Where he gets yoked. This victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage. Oof. Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. And then the elephant and the tiger just kind of get it on, I guess. And you're saying the crime took place during that time. Roughly how long would you say Mr. Saint was off stage for, Miss Berry? Let's see. I guess it was around 15 minutes? Just as Judge Gavelle said. Isn't it pretty hairy health and safety-wise having an elephant fling a guy off the stage? Oh, not at all. Azia's very gentle. Not sure it changes much if she flings him gently or roughly. She's still flinging him. Not too gentle, in fact. When we first rehearsed it, she barely nudged him. But by the end, he was flying off that stage. Not because of Azia, though. Simeon had figured out some kind of trick, apparently. Isn't it amazing? What kind of trick? Like, a stunt fall? A trick? Do you have any idea of what kind of trick? Does he just piss off Azia? Who, me? Oh, no. It was Simeon's big thing. I wouldn't know where to start. Trick of some kind enabled Azia to send Saint flying. Oh. Maybe... Maybe the pulley shit? Maybe the pulley shit was to help him go flying? Yeah. The trick Mr. Saint performed for his big scene. Could it have something to do with all the items we found by the well? Okay, I'd like to have another look at the equipment around the well from yesterday. Can you have Mr. Thief bring up the recreation from when they were tearing down the stage? You got it! Taking another look at these items. Yeah, that would explain why, like, 30 pounds was enough. Because it's not like he needs to, you know, it's not like he needs to hoist an entire body. He just needs to go flying a little bit. Doesn't even bother correcting him anymore. I don't know if she ever corrected him. I think she thinks it's funny. Would they not have been used for this trick of Mr. Saint's? Sounds plausible enough. Hey, maybe I could add it to the simulation. Good idea. Please go and ask Mr. Saint for the details. Roger that. I'll be right back. Phew. I'm back! And he told me exactly how he did it. Excellent. Well, how does it work? He attaches it to himself and he goes flying. Oh shit, there's another one? He said he used the pulley at the top of the well to suspend a heavy weight from a rope and lowered that down into the well. The other end of the rope went through 2 more pulleys and it was tied around his body. Sorry, hold on. Do they only do this performance for the fucking prison? Because, like, how are you gonna do this at every venue? I see, so he used the downward pull of the weight to help him launch himself into the air. How does he control when it happens, though? Yeah. How did he make sure the weight only dropped when he wanted it to? Yeah. He used a stake on top of it, that's how. Miss Berry didn't seem to know anything about the trick or the contraption he built for it. This is pretty complicated for such an idiot. I guess, like, okay, he pulls the rope when he needs to drop, and then it just goes phew, and then he gets yoked. In which case, I suppose it must have been Mr. Saint himself who pulled out the stake. That's right. And to do that, he used the second length of the rope. He tied it to the stake, and then when he gave it a sharp tug. Wait, but where's the other fucking rope? The stake was released, and the weight dropped down the well. Idiots can be complicated. Maybe, probably not really. Maybe it's just his, you know, his circus autism. It's a great trick. I have to steal it. This one has to go in the Great Thief's repertoire. It may not be quite that easy. These kinds of circus tricks can require years of practice to master. Simply stealing the idea won't be enough. I'm pretty sure I've seen something like this in a fucking Detective Conan episode. Alright, practice it is then. Well, before you run away to do so, would you mind updating the simulation? Alright, then we can see how it all worked for ourselves. Okay, I'm switching back to the recreation of the performance. And now to add in the data. Little Thief should be able to reproduce the trick now. Wait a minute. But the weight's still here. Huh. Was the body on the other end of the rope? This is not looking good for Simeon. Shit. So this is how Mr. Saint performed his trick. Simeon's full of surprises, huh? I mean, dropping a weight down a well to help him fly off the stage like that, that's genius. Indeed. But I imagine he would have needed quite a lot of weight. More than him, at the very least. Huh. It would have taken some serious pull to lift him in the air, lift him into the air like that. I guess? Yeah, and probably a ton of practice. What does he usually use? Like, is it not this weight? That's one heavy weight. Kinda makes you think how much this all must be weighing on Simeon. It does? Not quite sure I see it myself. Oh, too bad we don't have the real thing here. Otherwise, I'd hang it around your neck like a big ol' albatross. Then we'll see how you like it. Albatrosses are massive. You'd face some stiff resistance if you tried, I can promise you that. This top, it's just like the one we saw in the workshop. This top, it's just like the one we saw in the workshop. Yes, but why is it here? But why is it here? God, stop fucking stealing my thoughts, Kay. It's an invasion of privacy. You okay, Mr. Edgeworth? You kinda gone blank. And I intend to stay blank until you stop stealing my thoughts. And I intend to stay blank until you stop stealing my thoughts. Huh? And Mr. Saint used the well to construct a contraption that would send him flying from the stage. It made clever use of 2 ropes. Pulley. A pulley and a rope. I suppose the 2 do tend to go together. They sure do, like a great thief and a treasure. Can't have one without the other. Sorry, but the proper pairing in this case is a great thief and a set of handcuffs. Don't be rude, Edgeworth. Come on, man. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense, right? Oh, wait. Doesn't it seem odd to you? No. Gumshoe, you haven't even been paying attention. You've been, pouting over Missile for the past 30 minutes. Oh. Oh, wait. You haven't noticed, Detective. There's something strange about the weight we found. How heavy it is. The one weight on its own wouldn't be heavy enough. A single 30-pound weight couldn't have lifted Mr. Saint off the ground. Oh, yeah! In which case, could there perhaps be some weights missing? Sounds like a job for my 7 secret weapons, sir! Should the need to use them arise, I suppose I should speak with them then. Wait, what? What? Fuck am I looking for? What? Oh my god, is the fishing... Wait, is the fishing... Wait. What am I doing? What am I doing here? Okay, did Azia eat them all? The apples? Yeah, okay. The apples in the basket were likely eaten by Azia. Really? That's strange. I made sure to put the cart where her trunk couldn't reach them. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Oh, yeah. It was still full of apples the night before the show. Then we must consider the possibility that the cart was moved to somewhere within Azia's reach. A large basket full of apples couldn't have been moved by the wind. Which likely means somebody moved it for a reason. Snapples. So before the show had even started, the cart had been moved and its apples eaten. Yes, that seems to be the most probable timeline. Let's update the recreation, Kay. That's a lot of fucking apples, but I guess that's a big fucking elephant, right? Will do. I'll add that into the simulation of the performance then. Updating based on what Regina told us now. There, all done. It's no wonder it smelled of animals. It was being used for the elephant. Tall disease apples, right? Yep. It was full of them the day before the show. So they vanished overnight. Oh, did you figure something out, Mr. Edgeworth? Quite possibly. Hold on. Is this like a metal weight? Am I to assume this is a metal weight? I've connected the dots. I didn't connect shit. Detective, I have need of one of your secret weapons. Roger that! Of course, of course. The metal detector, if you would be so kind. Ah, jeez, I'm never gonna get to use my fishing rod. So before we get started, let me run you through how the metal detector works, sir. It's simple enough. It uses this sound. And this gauge. Oh god, minigame. To tell you how close you are to something made of metal. The closer you get, the more strongly it'll react. When it starts going wild like this, just give me the order to examine the spot where I'm standing. Say, what do we got here? Oh, the fence. Anyway, that's how it all works. You tell me where you want me to look, sir, and I'll get right on it. We're getting warmer, but it's still weak, sir. Sure, I'm picking up something over here. Let's take a little look-see. Huh? Found these little guys in the grass. Okay, so they are metal. Interesting. The same as the weight we found by the well. They must be from Mr. Saint's trick. Someone hide these here on purpose. I count 4 altogether, sir. So, total, that's what, like 150 pounds? Hello, Digi. Popping in to say hi. What do you think of Miss Circus Gal being back? I'm just glad the rest of the circus isn't here again. I'm fine with Regina being here, you know? It would be more than heavy enough to send him flying. That's so inconvenient, tying like 5 weights to 1 rope. So somebody hid several of the same weights as the one by the well. Why didn't they just hide all of them? Stupid. Why'd they hide them in the first place? But why? And why over here? Yes, nice work, me! Aw, man, was that plot? I was hoping there was like... Alligator! That thing nearly gave me a heart attack. What's the matter, detective? It's the metal detector, sir. It's, reacting to the alligator. What? How? Oh god, she swallowed something. You're sure it's not responding to the weights we just found? No, sir. I'm sure this is something different. I'm sure it's coming from the alligator. My god, are we gonna use the fishing rod? Weird thought. I wonder what Regina's mom's name was. Brain went Holly Berry. I mean, Berry comes from her dad, I think, right? But I guess, like, after marriage, she would be a Berry, right? Probably, yeah. Who do you think is the killer? Warden Lagarde, probably. Just because, like, we're doing all of this work to, like, use the tunnel or whatever. She could just drag it through her office, right? Like, and she's gone. Ha 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 ha! We scared that big snapper good. I don't think that's it, Kay. Huh? Then what is it? Allie hasn't been herself lately. You just met her. What do you mean? That's the name, Allie, the warden's favorite pet. She wouldn't even look at the food Warden Lagarde brought her yesterday. She was acting as if, I don't know, as if maybe she'd eaten something that didn't agree with her. Maybe the metal detector was responding to whatever she ate, sir. She just had a big iron diet. She ate a lot of Cheerios. Oh no, what if she ate one of the weights? I highly doubt that even an alligator could swallow a 30-pound lump of iron. So what did the metal detector actually pick up? Regina's an animal whisperer. She is an animal tamer, so in a way. And why would someone hide those weights? I think they like switch the weights out for the body, right? Perhaps I missed something when I looked at the equipment. When I looked at the equipment by the well. Okay, could you recreate the scene again? Coming right up. Thank God I have a portable charger for this thing in my bag. It uses quite a bit of power. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention in every single nook and cranny. Looks like this was designed for raising and lowering a bucket. No sign of the bucket, though. You have 3 external chargers for your phone. They're all about the size of a large lighter. That's a lot. That's a lot of external chargers. Like, may I ask what you need all of those chargers for? I don't know exactly what I'm looking for here. I guess where's the second rope? Is that what we're looking for here? Hold on, I gotta look at the evidence again. Oh shit. That's the rope. Oh. Huh. This is the rope that was... Okay, so the rope was tied to Knight's body. It went down the well with Simeon's trick. But what am I supposed to point out here? Is my question. Like, Wait, hold on. Let me save. I can move the screen up? Yeah, but I don't know if... Like, would it be here? I don't think it would be here, would it? Would it be here? I guess this? Eureka! Or not. Just the idea of Edgeworth yelling Eureka and then being completely fucking wrong is so funny. It's so fucking funny. Eureka! Nope. There it is. Like, what a fucking... what a fucking pompous douchebag. This one got you too? Wait, just to make sure, there's nothing else I can... No? No? Nothing? Okay, cool. What do I put here, though? No door sensors. No glove. Bloody tarp. Taroop. I'm so confused. I'm so fucking confused. Wait, hold on. Let me chat with Kay. Kay. Could this be related to the evidence somehow? Could this be related to the evidence somehow? You remember how Little Thief works, right? Yes, it creates a simulation I can interact with and investigate like a real crime scene. That's right, just go around and poke at anything you find interesting. Oh, but don't forget that if the inputted data is wrong, then the recreation will be wrong too. If you say something weird, try presenting evidence to clear it up. Right, actually, I'm still not very familiar with the new feature you mentioned. It's nothing complicated, but it lets you switch between different recreations. So the two you've got programmed right now, the scene as it was during the show 2 days ago and when they were tearing down the stage yesterday. I should remember to talk with Kay again if I need to switch recreations. You know what? Yeah, let's switch. There you go. This is how things look during the show. Oh. I guess not. Switch back, girly. Wish they had a search feature for Discord's voice room's text chat. Does it not? Does it not? That's fucked up. Could this be related to the evidence? The only pieces of evidence that I think are, like, relevant are the trick and the rope, but I've presented that to, like... I mean, I guess I haven't presented it to all the other shit. No? Whoops. Can't do word search for voice room. That's fucked up. Why would they do that? Could this be related to the evidence? Oops. Oh my god, really? Thinking about the two recreations, the one during the performance and the one we're looking at right now, there's a major difference between the two. Namely, that one of the ropes is missing. Okay, I guess I'm just looking a little too forward. Oh, yeah! Mr. Saint's trick wouldn't work with only the items we see before us. So, what happened? Where did the missing rope go? I think one of the pieces of evidence we've collected might tell us exactly that. I think it's bullshit that I have to present it specifically on the ropes. But whatever, bro! Like, I had to, like, point at the rope with the stake, and then present the notes about the trick. But that didn't work, presenting the ropes, like the trick on anything else, so it had to be specifically on the rope for some reason. I think one of the pieces of evidence we've collected might tell us exactly that. Oh, really? What shows us where the missing rope went?
Take that!
This rope was found beside Knight's body. Wait, you mean... Yes, it must have been the other rope used in Mr. Saint's trick. So you're saying... Oh, this is bad, huh? Shit. Yes, that this rope did indeed have a weight attached to it. But it wasn't any of the iron weights we found. Those were hidden in the bushes and replaced with something else. What was it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, I'm dying here! Think about what the rope we found in the workshop was related to. Do that and you'll soon figure out the answer. The weight dropped down the well in place of the iron weights was... the body.
Take that!
It could only have been Knight's body that was dropped down the well, which is very bad for our case. What? Mr. Knight's body was the weight? Yes, somebody first swapped out the weights used for Mr. Saint's trick. Then Mr. Saint used the contraption to make his exit from the stage. When he let the rope around his body loose, both the rope and Knight's body fell to the bottom of the well. That rope was never used to restrain Knight. It was used to suspend his body halfway down the well. How many times have they performed this? Does he fish out the rope afterwards, or does he just, like, leave it there thinking, you know, like, the well's dried up anyway, I don't need to get the rope. Do you think there's just, like, a pile of fucking ropes down there? It'd be funny. From this, we can easily see why most of the weights were hidden. So that no one would realize they'd been replaced with the body. Precisely. We can then further deduce that they were hidden by the killer. Whoa there, gang. Wasn't poor old Bronco stabbed in the neck? Won't there be blood everywhere, including down in the well? Oh, the killer thought of that, which is why they used this. The tarp. What did the killer use to stop Knight's blood from going everywhere?
Take that!
This tarp we found with the body. I think it's likely that Knight's corpse was wrapped in it. Oh, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. It's all coming together now. I love it. Fender, when are you gonna actually contribute to the case? Kay does a lot of contribution with Mr. Thief. But what are you doing, man? Other than getting me in here. But all we're doing is providing that the body did go down the well. Which means we're helping to prove that Simeon was the killer. No, not quite. But what about what Judge Gavel said yesterday? Ah, but if Mr. Saint truly is the killer, why would he need to go to such lengths to commit his crime? That's true. Knight's body fell down the well when Mr. Saint used his contraption during the show. Therefore, it reveals nothing about where the real killer actually was or what they were doing at the time. It's only designed to throw suspicion onto those who were not at the show. Yeah, I guess we did suspect Mr. Canis right away, huh? That was the killer's goal, to make us think that the crime took place during the show. In other words, they used the well contraption to construct an alibi. Miss Berry, when exactly did Mr. Saint put his contraption together? Would have been the day before the show. The day before the show. The night before, actually. Yes, we started getting ready for the show at around 9 p.m. And I think we finish around midnight? In which case, the killer must have switched the weights out for the body after that point. And who has unrestricted access to the yard when no one else does? The warden. Did Canis know about this contraption? Even if he did, he wouldn't have been able to do much with it. And I highly doubt that he taught his dog to suspend bodies halfway down wells. You don't know me. Maybe I did. Which means Canis isn't the killer. I mean, yeah, I could have fucking told you that, man. These chairs must have been for the audience. Wow, I pity whoever had to put them all away. Really? Why? I like my new character design. Yeah, I like my new model too. Look at it. Woo! You clearly never had to fold up a bunch of boring chairs before, huh? Fucking rich kid. Not personally. I've told other people to do it, though. Oh, come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You gotta roll up your sleeves and help out once in a while. Ugh, I'll consider it. Or I'll tell Gumshoe to do it. Gumshoe! Mr. Edgeworth, I think I've cracked the case, sir. What if the killer was an invisible man? Go on. Well, the weapon came out of nowhere, and nobody knows how the body was removed. None of that makes sense until you put an invisible man in the picture. Detective, don't tell me you think invisible people really exist. Who knows, sir? But it'd be fun to see one, though, huh? You wouldn't be able to see them. What a winning idea. Perhaps we should make your assignment to Mr. Winner permanent from tomorrow. You gotta be kidding me! That kid probably still believes in Santa Claus. People in glass houses. What else do I got? No, sorry. I still wonder it smelled of animals. Oh. How old is he as apples? Yeah, but it's full of them the day before the show. So they vanished overnight. Oh, did you figure something out, Mr. Edgeworth? Quite possibly. His door appears to be locked. Want me to open it? Can't guarantee anything, but I'll certainly give it a try. Elephants really like pumpkins. That's cute. It's a cute thought. It kind of reminds me of those, like, hippopotamus videos where they just chuck entire fucking watermelons into the hippopotamus's mouth and it just boom, fucking crunches it. Like, it's a little scary. And, like, yeah, those could be your bones, but they just like watermelons. No. If we deem it necessary, we will simply ask for the key. Spoiled sport. That could have been my chance to shine. You're free to shine somewhere else, but you'll not make an audience out of me. I mean, what else do I fucking do here, huh? Hippos cause more deaths than sharks? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, the body was in the basket, I guess. The basket was moved the night before the circus performance. And we've deduced that the weights were switched out for the body at around the same time. Hard to chalk that up to coincidence, huh? Then the next question we should be asking is, why was the cart moved? For the body. I think I can hazard a guess. The cart would have been blocking that door. Which can only mean that somebody needed to open it. Oh, okay, I guess. Now, let's see what's... Oh, great. It's locked. Let me ask a guard for help. Hey, Mr. Guard! Yes, miss, what can I do for you? That was fast. When did you get here? God, where's the key for this door? Oh, the warden keeps hold of that. Yeah, there it is. I'll go ask her for it. Warden Lagarde is the only one with a key. Meaning, if somebody did open the door, they would have had to get it from her somehow. Sassy. Cows too. Okay, like that's a little bit of a skewed. I think that's a skewed, like, factoid. Like the numbers are a bit skewed on that, just because we work a lot more with cows, right? Like, Like, people, like, they're domestic animals. Like, we farm them, you know? We keep them as, like, what's the word? Like, livestock. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, what, like, any other, like, horses. I wouldn't be surprised if horses killed more people than sharks, you know? Because people don't generally fuck with sharks directly. Thanks for the help. The fuck? Fuck is this shit? Look at all these breakers. They must control the electricity for the whole prison. So, we're thinking somebody got in here the night before the show, right? Oh, shit. For the fucking cameras. But why? What were they trying to do? Well, I doubt they came here by mistake thinking it was a break room. They must have come to tamper with the switches. Did they turn off, did they turned off the, no. Did they turn off the power or something? Come to think of it, wasn't there something that lost power? The cameras, or might have lost power, had the breaker been flipped. The cameras. The camera.
Take that!
Random typos. Listen, there's a lot of text. Their proofreaders can't catch everything. There was a 3-hour gap in the security camera footage. Oh yeah, there was. So somebody flipped the breaker it was connected to? Seems very likely. Do you think it was the killer? It's true that shutting off the cameras would have made things easier for them. And who has intricate fucking knowledge of how everything works here? Warden Lagarde, bitch. It would! Which means the killer would have to be someone who had access to the breakers. And it seems only one person has the key. It couldn't be, could it? I think it could. Very much fucking could. Alright, little thief, your work here is done. We've done it. Good job, Mr. Thief. Fucking missile. Oh, these two fucking bozos. Or, you know, Slay Queen and Bozo. First on the scene, the early bird wins the worm. What? You're not even first. Good morning, Mr. Winner. What? How'd you get here before me? It's noon. Good morning, Mr. Edgeworth. I see you've made an early start. And I see you've made a late one, Judge Gavel. This is not my only case. I am a very busy woman. Not all of us enjoy the freedom of a prosecutor relieved of his only current responsibility. Ugh, fucking bitch. Oh, I do apologize. I meant, of course, an associate attorney. Associate? More like asinine. We'll see about that. Asinine attorney. Eustace, let us begin the investigation of the yard. Okay, I'll get some officers to help.
Hold it!
That won't be necessary. I already did all of the investigating. Why not? We've already finished investigating the yard and won quite the prize in the process. How dare you bring up that case? Won? But I'm supposed to be the winner. That's spoilers. Your Honor, I'd like to revisit your theory from yesterday, in order to thoroughly disprove it. This fucking bitch. I would caution you to choose your words carefully, Mr. Edgeworth. As I am sure you remember, your badge is in my hands. I don't give a shit, and also it's in my pocket. How could I forget? You've told me several dozen times already. Perhaps you'd care to try a different threat. You have been warned repeatedly, yes. And each time my words seem to have fallen on deaf ears. Allow me to make this crystal clear. I am using, an abuse of power. I'm going to fire you. The committee cannot and will not tolerate insubordination.
Objection!
Okay, and the committee will, allow blatant disregard for the truth? Eat my ass, bitch. The fate of my badge and the whims of the committee are of no concern to me now. The only thing that concerns me is proving Simeon Saint's innocence. Interesting. And spoken like a true defense attorney. Man, we've got Edgeworth over here going from prosecutor to defense attorney. We've got Kazuma going from defense attorney to prosecutor. The world is topsy-turvy, man. In that case, I shall be equally uncompromising. In the name of the goddess of justice, I will strike down your case without mercy. And when I am done, your career as a prosecutor will be over as well. I hope you do not come to regret this. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death, bitch. My theory remains the same as when I related it to you yesterday. Mr. Carcerado did not see Mr. Knight's body when he passed through the tunnel. As such, the body could only have been dropped down the well during the show. We both know that the only one who could have dropped the body down there during the show is Mr. Saint. Well, he did drop it down there, but he didn't know. That's still your assertion, and you can prove it, of course. Of course she can! Who do you think you're up against? Eustace, dear, stop making promises that we can't follow up on. What Eustace means to say is that we received the final autopsy report just ahead of our arrival. She really is a very busy woman. Busy looking after baby Winner. Boss baby. The victim appears to have died the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the night before the show. The cause of death is as stated. It seems the wound is 4 inches deep. Instant death. Simeon Saint was off stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was plenty of time for him to throw the victim's body down the well. Judge Gravel hasn't investigated the odd yet, which means... I fear there may be something of a flaw with your theory, Your Honor. You seem very confident of that. But do you have any evidence to prove it? Yes, I think I just might. Wonder if Gravel is related to Gant. She does have the very, angular hair. So, maybe? Sebastian is clearly not the best name. Yeah, because we've got the jewel that is Eustace Winner. Okay. That theory being that Mr. Saint was the killer. You're certainly clinging to it rather stubbornly. And you are certainly clinging rather stubbornly to the idea that Mr. Saint wasn't the killer. You have any conclusive evidence that he wasn't? Any idea who the real killer might be? I'd like to see what evidence you yourself have first. I am an emissary of the Goddess of Justice, so my source is that I made it the fuck up. I just noticed the birds in the background. They're kind of cute. My words are her words. But her words are wasted on you, I see. You would challenge me if I said the sky was blue. Is this a cult or a cult? If you truly mean to refute the word of the divine, then come, show me your evidence. You're fucking weird, lady. Mr. Carcerado did not see his body when he went through the tunnel. Isn't it possible that Mr. Carcerado simply failed to notice the body? Assistant to the Associate Attorney, You've been through the secret passage, have you not? Whoa, how'd you know? I noticed mud on you yesterday. On that charming key in your hair, to be precise. Frankly, it was filthy. That's incredible! You should be a great thief with eyes like that! Answer me truthfully, in the name of the goddess. Would you or would you not have noticed the body had one been present? Well, you know, I guess I would've. There you have it. Mr. Carcerado did not see a body, which means there was no body to see. Body could only have been dropped down the well during the show. I mean, that's true. Could you talk us through your reasoning on that a little more? The day before the performance, Mr. Knight borrowed the keys from Mr. Carcerado. Or more specifically, the key to his cell. Mr. Knight then used the key to leave his cell and enter Mr. Saint's cage. Mr. Saint took Mr. Knight down to the yard in that cage, and that's where he killed him. The following day, Mr. Carcerado crawled his way through the tunnel, but there was no body there yet. Wait a second, that doesn't add up! Mr. Carcerado smelled that sweet smell, so Mr. Knight must have been in the tunnel already. True. Eustace being a pun's name isn't the first time you've run across it as a pun. Chronicles of Narnia also uses Eustace as a name pun. Interesting. What's the pun? No. His body did not pass through the tunnel until sometime after Mr. Carcerado had crawled through it. Mr. Carcerado used the tunnel right around the time the show was starting. The body was discovered just after the performance ended. From which you deduced that the body could only have been thrown down the well during the show. Eustace useless. Oh yeah, I meant in the Chronicles of Narnia. Yes, and who the culprit must be. Only one who could have dropped the body down during the show is Mr. Saint. Nuh-uh. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Could nobody else have done it? I understand that Miss Barry was on stage for the entire performance. Most of the prisoners were watching the show, and those who were not have plausible alibis. What about the guards? They too were watching the show, and as was the warden. How can you be so sure? A guard could easily have approached the well unnoticed. None of the guards left their posts during the show. I have checked this for myself, you know. I took statements from each and every one of them. Oh, she's thorough. I'll give her that. In all the wrong places! Are you finally ready to accept the truth? That the killer could only have been Simeon Saint? Judge Gavel hasn't carried out a full investigation of the yard yet. Which means we've got the advantage for a change. I should review the evidence we gathered during our investigation of the yard. Gavel saying, show me your evidence, kind of sounded a bit dirty out of context. Oh, for sure. Especially when people are out here, you know, shoving evidence into people's faces and making them joke on it. I'm gonna do a little save right here, just so I don't lose health. Na-na-na, I'm gonna present the thing.
Objection!
Nuh-uh. What a time. Sorry, Anna. God. Not me fucking choking on water. Sorry, Your Honor, but there's something else you're going to have to take into account. The well in the yard was rigged up to create a certain unique contraption. A contraption? Go on. You will recall that Mr. Saint was sent flying from the stage by the elephant. I do. Just before he was to be absent for some time. He was only able to fly through the air thanks to a weighted rope he tied around himself. Gavel's kind of a MILF. Let her bang me with her gavel. You know what? I'm sure many people would agree with you. She's a little, you know, religious for me. Dropping Dropping the weighted end down the well allowed him to complete the trick.
Objection!
Objection! Wait, wouldn't that send him flying as soon as he set foot on the stage?
Hold it!
It's simple, really. He kept the weight from falling by using a stake to keep the rope in place. With the second rope, he was able to pull the stake free, thereby controlling when the weight was dropped. We have found evidence to suggest that the original weight was replaced with Knight's body. This was done by the real killer in order to create an alibi. The estimated time of death tells us that the murder took place early in the morning. The killer could have tampered with the contraption in the time between the murder and the show.
Objection!
You're saying Mr. Saint himself set this contraption up, right? Which means that he did it. Well, then who do you think is the number one most likely person to have used it to dispose of a body, Tisk fucking tisk. Even you must see how this looks.
Objection!
Nuh-uh. If Mr. Saint was the killer, he could have simply done as Judge Gavel theorized, without those extra steps. Miss Berry. Yes? She does seem like a zealot, lawful neutral evil, yeah. Does anyone else know how Mr. Saint's trick works? Well, let's see. We had to get the prison's approval on what we were going to perform. So I don't think Simeon's the only one who knows. And there you have it.
Overruled.
Overruled. Interesting. You have certainly been diligent in your investigation. And yet, I fail to comprehend your actions still. Why do you not work to do what is right? Is what I am doing wrong? I'm simply finding out the truth, bitch. If so, who is it that deems it so? How can you not grasp even that? How can you not see that you are doing wrong at this very moment? By which I mean you're annoying me, and therefore you're annoying the goddess. You are a prosecutor, and yet you aid the defense. He's been doing this since game 1, girl. What are you talking about? He's been doing this since the Steel Samurai case. This flies in the face of common sense. You are breaking every rule in the book. Well, I've looked over the rules and I've deemed that they are fucking stupid. I think only of what is right and just, and I act as I see fit in each situation I am confronted with. This is the path I have chosen, and whether you can comprehend that choice is immaterial. But if you mean to stand in my way, I will fight back with all I can bring to bear. Perhaps the goddess of justice is testing me. The goddess really sends her toughest trials to her favorite zealots. Very well. If it is her will that we must fight, I'll beat your ass. Then I shall end this once and for all. Listen well, Mr. Edgeworth, for there is another reason why only Mr. Saint can be the killer. Nuh-uh. 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 If the body was moved from the yard to the workshop, then Mr. Knight must first have been brought here to the yard from a cell. The only person who had the opportunity to do that is Simeon Saint. And thus he remains the only plausible suspect. The cameras were out, bitch. Mr. Saint took a cage with him to Mr. Knight's cell. But why would he do that? Why take such an unwieldy object all the way to the holding cells? Yeah, it is pretty sus. Sus. Amogus. But we've all met Mr. Saint. That's exactly the kind of thing he would do. It's entirely plausible that he took the cage with him out of absent-mindedness and nothing else. It may be plausible, but surely someone wouldn't be that stupid. But it is no more or less plausible than him having helped Mr. Knight to escape. Ugh. I need some real solid evidence if I'm going to get her to budge. I have evidence. If the body was moved... You seem to think that Mr. Knight was killed here in the yard. When do you think he was brought here? Sometime between midnight and 8 a.m., the day of the show. It could only have been during that time. In other words, between the end of rehearsal and the start of the performance. As I was saying, if the body was moved from the yard to the workshop, then Mr. Knight must have been first brought here to the yard from his cell. Oops. Fuck! Damn it!
Hold it!
Was there really no other way he could have come here? Mr. Knight was awaiting trial. If he, a random non-inmate, had openly entered the prison proper, he surely would have been noticed. By who? If the warden took him through through her office, then nobody would have noticed shit, bitch. And presumably, none of your witnesses have testified to having seen such a thing. Precisely. Praise be to the goddess of justice for granting you this insight. So, as you will agree, it can only be that Mr. Knight was brought over here in secret. The only person who had the opportunity to do so is Samine Saint. You're certain nobody else had the opportunity? Need to remind you that we are in prison? The entire facility is monitored at all times. Anything out of the ordinary would have been spotted.
Hold it!
Nuh-uh, 'cause cameras. But Mr. Saint was under that same scrutiny, was he not? The warden had granted the members of the circus troupe special access. As a member of that troupe, people under the supervision of Miss Barry, he's the only person who is free to wander where he willed.
Objection!
Nuh-uh. It seems you've forgotten something, Your Honor.
Overruled!
Shut up. Forget is not a word in my vocabulary, Mr. Edgeworth. Very well, then recall this fact, if you will. Also, it should be in your vocabulary. You claim that Mr. Saint is the only person who is free to walk around the prison. But there was a brief period of time on the day of the crime in question. A time when it would have been impossible for anyone to move through the prison entirely unmonitored. What do I have that shows there was a period on the day of the crime where oversight was limited? Security camera. Mr. Saint is far from the only one who had the opportunity. Which opportunity are we talking about again? God, he's so fucking dumb. We'd previously established that the time code on the security footage was off by 3 hours. And from this, we can deduce that there must have been a power outage lasting for that length of time, during which anyone could have moved around the prison undetected. Do you mean to say our killer intentionally created this 3-hour gap? That it was no simple camera malfunction? Is that even possible? Yeah, duh. It was completely possible to create the 3-hour gap using the breakers. Our investigation of the yard turned up something rather interesting. A panel of breakers, one of which can be used to cut the power to security cameras. We also learned that the door to the power room may have also been opened around the time of the murder. What? There's no way, man. But what about my theory? Such a shame to see one so capable fall so short of the mark. Mr. Edgeworth knows what he's doing, right? Right? Sure. Then how does he explain the lock on the power room door? Oh yeah, it was kinda locked up tight. And the warden's the only one with the key. Then it was the warden! The fuck? Those breakers are vital to the prison's infrastructure. So I very much doubt that anyone could have gained access to the power room's key so easily.
Objection!
Tisk fucking tisk. No, but one person could have. I beg your pardon? That person, the killer, had easy access to it, in fact. And what's more, their position here is such that nobody would dare question them.
Objection!
What? There's no one like that! Are you stupid? Well, that's a stupid question. Of course he is. But are you that stupid? The breaker to the electric fence is in there. They would have been questioned in an instant. There's only one person who meets these criteria. I can hardly believe it myself, but I have to follow where the logic leads. The person who had access to the power room key was... the warden. Fifi Lagarde.
Take that!
The real culprit is... Woof. Oh, Missile doesn't like her. Warden Lagarde. Oh, just look at you. Aren't you the cutest little poochie woo? Oh! He's not just a pretty face. Missile also has quite the nose for sweet things. It seems he's smelling something very sweet indeed, and it's coming from you. Oh, shit. Oh, darling, you're making me blush. I'm not even wearing perfume. That's just my natural body odor. Then perhaps it is the sweet stench of death. Oh, you're a regular poet, aren't you? I had no idea. Yes, I do carry out the executions here. But if I didn't know better, I'd almost think you were calling moi the killer. And that is precisely what I'm calling you. Stop whipping yourself. What? Warden Lagarde is the killer? Mr. Edgeworth, do you realize what you're saying? Such a naughty boy. How could he suspect me? I'm the one in charge around here. Stop kissing your fox on the mouth. It's weird. It's like we're in a murder mystery, aren't we? And equally far-fetched. This is preposterous. Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him that we are in a murder mystery?
Hold it!
Sadly, it is not. Although I can hardly believe it myself. But this is where the evidence points, and we must trust in the evidence. This piece of evidence proves that Warden Lagarde is the killer. Shit. The breaker? I don't know. I just presented that. It wouldn't be. I don't know what I'm supposed to present here. I can't even save. That sucks. The breakers again? No, it wouldn't be, right?
Take that!
Oh. Darling, please! Okay, it's not that. It has nothing to do with me whatsoever. Missile smelled something in Warden Lagarde. Oh. God damn it. Okay, so you're a hoot, Mr. Edgeworth. Really you are, but we can dispense with the jokes now. This is no joke, Warden. I just forgot. You are the killer. Ugh, really? How could you at least try and present some plausible evidence? Don't goad me on. Wait, where's the thing that says, like, there's a sweet smell? Small bell. Oh, sweet scent.
Take that!
Your scent betrays you, Warden. And here is your accuser. The police dog. We had him track a sweet scent that was lingering around Knight's body back when it was first found. He now appears to be smelling the same scent, and it's coming from you. Or it could be, you know, him reacting to the fox on your neck. Oh, darling, you're priceless. Really, you are. Your evidence is a whiff of suspicion? Verity, dear, do put him in his place. I can't. He's kinda right, though. It seems Judge Gavel may have reached a similar conclusion to myself. You believe this to be no mere coincidence, Mr. Edgeworth? I do. After all, she had the key, and the scent found lingering on the body is hers as well. Were it just one or the other, we might be able to brush it off as coincidence. However... Indeed. Then it seems a conclusion approaches. At least she has sense. You know? Most fucking, like, antagonistic, characters in these games, they would just keep fighting. Like, they would just keep fighting me to the end. Perhaps we should hear what the warden has to say for herself. We should. And when we have, this case will finally be at an end. Here we fucking go. You're all being simply awful! Stop looking at me like that. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Oh, me, the killer. Stop. How could I possibly do such a thing? I didn't do it. And if I did it, I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do it. And if I done it, how could you tell me that I was wrong? Verity told me everything she knows about the case, sweetie. The victim died in his cell, so by your logic, I would have had to kill him here. I would have had to have killed him here. There. Wait. I would have had to have. That's kind of crazy. But how am I supposed to have moved the body? Especially as I never went into the prison. I was too busy with work, you see. I was cooped up in my office until right before the show began. Check if you like. You won't find a record anywhere of me having entered or left the prison proper. Yeah, because you went through your fucking office, bitch. Fuck you. I haven't the first idea what harebrained theories you little scamps have cooked up, but I'm innocent. There's simply no way I could be the killer. Give me a break. Missile doesn't lie. Don't make it hard on everyone and just come clean. Jumpsuit's jumping the fucking gun here. Oh dear, I'm afraid you are the one making things difficult. As I just said, I never went into the prison. If you think I'm lying, go and check the records. She clearly wants us to check those records, which means they won't help us. We'll just have to find another way of getting the truth out of her. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, stop being a big silly. You've made a boo-boo, and you know it. Why does she look like she'd do the oh-ho-ho? The oh-ho-ho-ho-ho? I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's like I feel like Ojo-sama, like the Ojo-sama laugh. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't fit the voice that I gave her. Like I associate the Ojo-sama laugh with like bratty or like pompous, you know? She just seems horny. I'm gonna BRB real quick, to go to the bathroom. So, see you all in a bit. I return. Whew, okay. Here we go, let's press this bitch.
Hold it!
Judge Gavel told you everything. Are you close? Like close? Or... Oh, thick as thieves, darling. Why do you ask? Are you jealous? No. Listen. Like, solidarity and whatever, but not into women. Jealous of what? I had to ask Warden Lagarde for a lot of information on the first day of our investigation. It seemed only right that I share some information in return. Oh, Verity, do you have to make it sound so awfully dry? I thought we had a lovely chat. I simply shared the truth in our conversation. It was the least I could do. I'm not sure what's going on, but these two, they're terrifyingly formidable together. Talk about power couple? Did the birds move? Or is she just blocking one of them? Victim died in his cell. By your logic, I would have had to kill him there.
Hold it!
The murder took place in his cell. You seem very happy to accept that. And why shouldn't I be? It seems the most likely place for it to have happened without drawing attention. And besides, they found Knight's blood in his cell. Yes, but that was from being struck by Mr. Consteranto. Though I needn't tell her that, I suppose. I take it there's also been no testimony to the contrary. What does it matter? Knight being killed in his cell doesn't go against any of the facts, anyway. How am I supposed to move the body, especially as it never went into the prison?
Hold it!
Do you have any evidence that you didn't enter the prison? Please, darling, let me finish. Too busy with work, you see. I was cooped up in my office until right before the show began.
Hold it!
So you were in your office the whole time, and you didn't notice anything unusual? No, I can't say that I did. And you didn't notice anything missing? I must confess I'm a rather messy girl. Miss Gavel can tell you that. Yes, her office was quite filthy. And a forgetful one at that. I put something down and it's lost forever. It's a curse, darling, a curse. I even lost some important evidence recently. It was gone. Poof! Just like that. What? And she still has a job? Honestly, if somebody came into my office and took something, it might be years before I noticed. Ugh. Seems I'll need more than the power room key to expose her. On the day of the murder, I was working in my office. Oh, and there was and looking for something I'd misplaced. Even if I'd had a reason to go into the prison, I simply wouldn't have had the time. Check if you like. You won't find a record anywhere of my having entered or left the prison proper.
Hold it!
Sure, maybe you didn't go through the main entrance to the prison, but what if you took another route? Oh, come now, sweetie. Surely you don't mean that awful, filthy tunnel they discovered. Why, until yesterday, I had no idea it even existed. No, you had another way in, I'm certain of it. A route that didn't require going through the main entrance or the tunnel. The route you took went through this location. Your office.
Take that!
I've been saying this day... Wait, what? It is, darling? Did you say yourself that I didn't use the entrance or the tunnel? What? What? The fuck? Think, Miles. A route from her office that bypasses the prison entrance and the tunnel. Fuck. God damn it. I thought the office counted as the route. God damn it. from her office to the prison? Fuck you, fine, the yard. Oh, wait. The only time Night's Bounty could have been placed in the will was the night before the show. What's our move, sir? She seems awful sure of herself. She seems pretty confident there won't be any record of her entering the prison. In which case, we'll have to rely on something other than the records in question. We should listen carefully to her statements again and ask a few pertinent questions.
Hold it!
The yard.
Take that!
Through the fence. Duh. Warden, you took Knight from his cell and brought him to your office, which just happened to be connected to the yard. If you had a way through the fence, then you would have been able to circumvent both the entrance and the tunnel. A gold star for creativity, darling. And how would I have gotten through the fence, The extremely high fence, topped with razor wire, with thousands of volts of electricity going through it. Yeah! How's she supposed to have gotten through that, Well, stop interjecting. You don't know what's going on. The fence's electricity supply can be cut off from the power room. And only you had the key, Warden. No one but you could have done it.
Overruled.
Utterly ridiculous. The power room is on the prison side of the yard. Warden Lagarde was on the detention center side. How would she even have reached the power room? Exactly, Verity, darling. Well, clever puss. You've dug yourself a real hole now. I actually don't know. Maybe you sent your fox to do it. If there is no record of Warden Lagarde having entered the prison proper, then the idea that she could have shut off the fence by using the breaker is out of the question. Ugh! But there must have been some way she could have done it. Take a deep breath, big guy. Lose your cool and you've lost everything. But if I don't find a solution, she might still wriggle out of this. Hey, I said take a deep breath, not freak out and completely lose your cool. Kinda the opposite of what I told you to do. There's nothing to be gained by banging your head against the same wall, yeah? No matter how you look at it, Warden Lagarde couldn't have done it alone. A man on Mr. Edgeworth. If you cannot find a... Canis? Was it fucking Canis? You aren't doing yourself any favors by obstructing justice with your silence. That was a reflexive objection. Your Honor, I just don't like it. But now that I've yelled it, if I don't come up with an answer, it's all over. I have one more thing to add, if you'll permit me. Something that explains how the warden could have shut off the breaker from the wrong side of the fence. Yes, because it's not as impossible as it seems. What enabled her to shut off the breaker? An accomplice. She couldn't have done it alone, but what if she wasn't alone? Oh, now we're talking. Way to flex the old grey matter, kiddo. I believe that Warden Lagarde had an accomplice. Maybe that's why Edgeworth's hair is grey. You know? Because he's got so much grey matter. It seeps into his hair.
Overruled.
Enough. You disappoint me, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean? Mr. Edgeworth has said nothing wrong! The inmates of this prison are all issued with security bracelets. The ones that raise the alarm if people go where they're not supposed to... I see that you've realized your error, and we are, of course, within the prison grounds. We're not only our bracelets worn, but even the guards surveil each other for signs of wrongdoing. And despite all that, no one noticed Mr. Carcerato's escape. Fucking incompetence. The only ones who are free to roam are the animals. And they most certainly could not have operated the breaker. Why not? Why not? It's just a flip switch. They could. No, so our accomplice must be human.
Overruled.
Then who did it? Given that it cannot have been a prisoner or a guard.
Objection!
I wouldn't be so quick to rule out either, Your Honor. The fact is, there was one person, someone whose movements weren't restricted. And I have just the evidence to show who that free-roaming person was. Oh, saw it?
Take that!
What? This is one of the prisoner's bracelets. Indeed, a broken bracelet belonging to a certain self-proclaimed model prisoner. What do you mean? And who is this prisoner? Tisk fucking tisk, bitch. Frank saw it. Warden Lagarde's favorite inmate. Oh, shit. At least the fox is having fun. You know, it likes the sweat. It's strange, isn't it, Warden? That he was able to keep his broken bracelet hidden and wander freely around the prison all the while. That is pretty funky. And I don't mean in a good way. Shit! It couldn't be the case that he was permitted some sort of special leeway, could it? Although you are in the habit of giving such leeway to certain others. Bodhidharma Canis, for example.
Overruled.
Mr. Edgeworth, that is pure speculation.
Objection!
Nuh-uh. In that case, why don't we ask Mr. Sawyer himself? I'm confident he will confirm for us that he and Warden Lagarde were accomplices in this crime. If the two of them had worked together, a certain route into the prison becomes viable. The real route by which Knight was moved from his cell to the prison proper. Recall that there were two big obstacles in her path. First, the security camera outside Knight's cell. Second, the electrified fence in the yard. Both of which can be turned off with the fucking breaker! But she was able to remove both obstacles in one fell swoop. By having Mr. Swords shut off the corresponding breakers. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, hold it. Hold it there, man. You've had your fun. And, do you still deny it, Warden Lagarde? No, darling, you've got me. I admit it. Warden, tell me this isn't true. Why? Sorry, Verity, honey. I'm afraid it is. Frankie helped me do it. No way! Okay, she's confessing not to murder, though, right? You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. You got her. Not really. Nice shooting, cowboy. She won't be wriggling out of this now. As Mr. Edgeworth said, I had Frankie switch off the breaker. But we didn't kill Knight, did we? No, sweetums. No, we didn't. What? Warden, explain yourself. Oh, Verity, dear. I doubt your precious goddess will want to hear my excuses now. She is all-merciful. Except to Edgeworth. Fuck that guy. You'll have to confess. You have but to confess, and you shall be saved. Oh, gosh, alright. I was being threatened. I had no choice but to do as he said. Who's he? Bodhidharma Canis, that awful assassin! Oh. Canis? How long's it been since that awful man came here to my beautiful prison? I'll never forget the day he arrived. What, you don't like his dog? The fox! She's fucking strangling it! No! Animal abuse. The moment we were alone, he said this to me. You should know that I have other dogs. Dogs not confined to this fine institution. Others? Yes. Very loyal dogs. Dogs who will do anything I ask of them. How dare she? I know. Of course, he wasn't talking about real dogs, but I'm sure he has other real dogs outside of the prison. They're probably sweetie pies, though. He was talking about his very human cronies. And then he said one last thing. I would recommend that you take care in how you treat me during my stay here. I wouldn't want to have to sit my dogs on you, or your precious family. I'm sorry, this is the most fucking... like, creepypasta-ass... What is this red tint? It's the most creepypasta-ass shit I've ever seen. Thanks, Ace Attorney. I had no choice. I gave him that cell. I gave him everything he asked for. Everything? Wait, is that how he became the fixer? Yes, darling. I obeyed his every command and smuggled in for him all he wanted. Eventually, I brought dear sweet Frankie into our little conspiracy. He agreed right away, of course, because I made things easier for him, too. So you were smuggling in contraband? How exactly? Once a week, late at night, Frankie would shut off the breakers. That allowed me to go from my office into the yard without being seen by the cameras. Then I simply dropped the packages down the well, on the prison side, and went back through the fence. Huh. Each one of them spritzed with a little of my perfume. Why? Why? But why, though? So that's what the sweet smell was. Oh, so the dog can fetch it. Right. Yes, it was a signal for Candace's dog. When he picked up the scent, he would fetch the packages and bring them back to his master. We had to make sure Rocco wasn't in his cell at the time, of course. Why did you route it to his... Oh, I guess because he's the one who dug that. Can't have been easy keeping him from finding out. Oh, we're all very much creatures of habit here at the prison, darling. Everything runs on a schedule. Meals, exercise hours, that sort of thing. We knew when he wasn't there. And that adorable little bear of his freezes with fright at the sight of Candace's dog, poor thing. So there was no risk of him raising the alarm, either. She has oversight over everything here at the prison, which made her the perfect mule. With her on his side, Candace couldn't fail. Frankie would sneak out again early in the morning to switch the breakers back on, and our work was done. Apart from fixing the time codes on the cameras, which I would do later when I got the chance. They're hamming it up as one does. Listen. Yeah, you know, I'll accept it. I'll accept a little ham from Ace Attorney. I mean, Ace Attorney is a lot of ham, but a little extra ham. You have shared a great deal, Warden. The goddess of justice will surely take your honesty into account. Nuh-uh, she's still lying. I've been the most dreadful fool, I know I have. I'm supposed to be the one in charge. The day of Knight's murder was also one of our delivery days. And so Frankie, bless his heart, did his usual work with the breakers. But there was no package for me to deliver that day, so I didn't go out into the yard. So that's the secret behind the Fixer's system, and why she was... The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I've had to lend them a hand myself, you know. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled that secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. But no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word. That's why you were interrogating Mr. Canis over and over. Exactly. I was trying to track down those horrible henge people of his. This is an interesting expression. Look at that. What the fuck? How'd you do that? That's scary. I borrowed everything the police had on that rotten scoundrel. She's got sharp teeth. I watched his every move, intercepted every letter he wrote. His letters. Then I suppose she must know about his correspondence chess games, too. But no matter what I did, I couldn't turn up any clues as to who his underlings were. Living in fear like this, it's... Oh, you just can't comprehend it. As you have just heard for yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The words of Warden the Guard's confessions have cleansed her of all suspicion. Surely there is no need to hound her any longer. No. Has she really been cleared of all suspicion, though? Or is there more about her to uncover? There's more. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but this conversation isn't over yet. And I think the Goddess of Justice would agree. So you mean to make her suffer even more than she already has? Unfortunately, her suffering under Mr. Canis does nothing to prove her innocence in Knight's murder. She admitted herself that she knew of and even facilitated the so-called Fix's delivery route. I believe she used that same route to move Knight's body. And where is your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth? It's in the fact that the sweet smell on Knight's body is the exact same scent Warden the God uses to signal a delivery. What do you make of that? Well, it's because we've done it so many times by now that the whole well probably smells of it. Some of it must have just rubbed off on his body. That's fucking bullshit, bitch. That does match the statement that Mr. Carcerado provided. Smell! Yeah, always smelled kinda nice down there. Nice. I don't quite like the smell of perfume. I wouldn't call it nice. Gee, I don't know, smelled sorta like dessert, I guess. His words would seem to suggest that the smell had permeated the well. Ah! You've been rendered speechless, I see. Then I hereby move to adjourn this session of the court. No! What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? What can I do? Is this as far as I can go? Finally! So we're actually done? You didn't do anything! You didn't fucking do anything! You fucking Eustace? Yes, Eustace. It seems we are. By the power vested in me, this court is adjourned. We're not in court. We're not in court. Bitch. Hold it! Oh, what? Not me? Who was that? Oh, hold it! Come on, Judge G. Things were getting good. Fender. Sorry. God, I fucking love his theme so much. God damn! Are you objecting to my adjourning this session? Oh, no. Would have shouted objection if I wanted to do that. You do you, G. Adjourn, don't adjourn, whatever floats your boat. We're not in court anyway. What are you doing, Mr. Fender? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Let's just all take a chill pill, shall we? Smoke some fucking Mary Jane, you know? By which I mean a square of chocolatey goodness. They're weed chocolates. Anyone? Are you trying to get yourself charged with contempt of court? We're not in court. Bitch, we're not in court. No, my bad. I just had a quick request to make is all. As Simeon Saint's lawyer, that is. Ah, yes. I'd forgotten that you were his real attorney, Mr. Fender, considering you basically fucking do nothing. How could you? You're killing me here. Can you blame us? You've been making Mr. Edgeworth do everything this whole time. Right you are. Which is why I figured it's time to put in some work. Work, you say? Somehow I don't believe you've worked a day in your life. That's crazy. That's crazy! Then let's say this is me doing some... Then let's say this is me doing some prep work for the upcoming trial. Mind if I question the witness? No. Amusing, but what is there left to ask? I've got a feeling in my funny bone that Fief's here has something more to tell us about the killer. Do I? Yes, indeed. See, he's a major player on Team Simeon. I can spot a sympathizer when I see one. And you don't think he did it, do you? So tell us who did. Come on, spill the beans, we're all ears. Mr. Edgeworth, what's he doing? He's trying to coax Warden the God into giving something away. Ask yourself, why would she go through all of the trouble of sending Knight's body on such an odd journey? It's because she wanted to free Mr. Canis. She did? No way. Yes way, Kay. If he was convinced of committing, if he was convicted of committing murder here, that would have been grounds for a transfer to another prison. Most likely a more secure facility. Alcatraz or some shit. And where he'd be out of her hair forever, huh? Precisely. She saw her opportunity and seized it. No. Saints can't not be the killer. He's the guy I'm prosecuting. Come on! That's not fair! I was all ready to prosecute him! You still don't know what's happening in this fucking case, dumbass. I know, right? But maybe we should find out what she thinks first. Don't want to get the wrong guy, yeah? Heh, nice! Now Mr. Winter has to go along with it too! Well, Warden, are you happy to testify further? Are you gonna take your fucking chance, bitch, or do you want to get away with murder? Are you gonna be Canis's lapdog forever? Of course! How could I refuse this silver-tongued devil? Eddykins, you have such a way with words! Just doing my job, Fief. Please, I'm usually down for a hug, but no more from you, please. Besides, one can't tell the truth without telling the whole truth, can one? I'm simply dying to tell all. Verity, darling! Do say you'll let me. As you wish. Court is unadjourned. I can't believe you pulled that off, Mr. Fender. Me either. Thank you for the timely intervention. Hey, it's the least I could do. Kay's not wrong. I've been leaning on you too hard. And besides, the defense never rests, am I right? Simeon's depending on us. Sadly, I think I just about exhausted my reserves of cool lawyer chat here. And that, we can't foul this up now, so you do it again. Which means you're up to bat, Miles McSmiles. Show him that never rest spirit. I shall. Fabulous. Then let us get started. Oh, you dumb bitch. You're greedy. You're a fucking greedy bitch. My truth. I'm speaking my truth. I really don't think anyone could have done it but that dreadful man, Canis. There's no telling what went on between him and the victim. Perhaps he simply took a disliking to him. He's certainly the type. But whatever the sordid details, it was him. He stabbed that poor man to death. And then he had his dog dispose of the body. That simply has to be what happened. The victim, Mr. Knight, yes? I did him the most terrible disservice. Yes, you killed him. I suppose you could put it that way. If I weren't such a sorry excuse for a warden, this never would have happened. And that's why That's why I have to clean up this terrible mess. So you can't put me in prison because I'm running the prison. Warden, Warden the guard. As ever, your honesty is truly to your credit. I am certain Mr. Knight is looking down and weeping tears of gratitude. You've clearly never met Mr. Knight. He's kind of a fucking dickhead. Okay.
Hold it!
Who else did it? You! You seem very confident in your assertion. Why is that? Because all the other children in my little home are absolute sweethearts. They have faith in themselves and in one another. They have faith in the guards, in me. And they work hard every day to better themselves. None of them would dare commit murder. There's several murderers in there. And that's a very touching reason indeed, and I don't believe a word of it. But Canis, he's rotten to the core. He's the only one who would do something like that. Frank saw it as an actual murderer. There's no telling what went on between him and the victim.
Hold it!
Knight was being kept in a holding cell while Mr. Canis was in the prison proper. What could possibly have happened between them when they were at opposite ends of the facility? Prisons aren't as big as they seem, you know. All kinds of awful things can happen. But Knight only arrived 2 days before he was murdered. I can't imagine anything significant happening in that short space of time. Then you don't know Canis, my dear. He'd find a way, I'm sure of it. Perhaps he simply took a disliking to him. He's certainly the type.
Hold it!
He was losing in chess, I bet. How could he take a disliking to somebody all the way over in the holding cells? Oh, I'm just plucking possibilities out of the air, darling. As I said, there's no telling what really went on between them. You're so awfully serious, aren't you? Not that I mind, of course. Why is she looking at me like that? I have no interest, ma'am. God. So noble, so dashing in that marvelous suit, so clever. Oh, it could eat you up. No, absolutely not. I can feel myself becoming your biggest fan, darling. I really can. No. Stay with me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wasn't prepared for that mental onslaught. Just in the middle of the fucking testimony, she's flirting with him, and he's not taking it well. But whatever the sort of details, it was him. He stabbed the poor man to death.
Hold it!
Now, what more can you tell us about those sordid details? Well, we all know what Canis once did for a living. I doubt the killing part gave him much trouble. Especially as the victim was already injured. His neck, I think. Couldn't turn his head to the right, poor dear. That's what they told me when they brought him in, anyway. I must make some sort of report for the warden when new prisoners are admitted. You seem keen for us to think that you didn't know much about Knight. That's because I didn't, sweetie, and the victim was simply a fun target to that monster, nothing more. I expect Canis used the chisel that was hidden in the chess set, don't you? Awful grisly business. Just imagine, the man probably didn't even have time to cry out. I see. Thank you for your thoughts. They were very helpful. Actually, I'd like to hear about them in a little more detail, if you don't mind. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you're making me blush. I can chat with you all day. And I'd like to wrap this up, please. Ugh. Oh, don't look so nervous, darling. I'm only teasing. Of course we can talk about them some more. Canis used the chisel that was hidden in the chess set, don't you?
Hold it!
And which chess set would that be, precisely? I'm the one the victim brought in, sweetie. Do try to keep up. Hold on. The victim was a certified chess fanatic, or so I'm led to believe. What is the naughty boy snuck a chisel inside it? Can you imagine? How does she know about the chisel? Chisel in the chess set. Only a few people were supposed to know about that. After all, we only learned about it thanks to certain deductions we made. So how did she find out? Of course, in the hands of a killer like Canis, even a chisel could probably serve as a deadly weapon. How the fuck does she know about the chisel? Would have been easy work for that vile assassin. You seem to have very strong feelings about Mr. Canis. Well, of course I do. I told you what he said to me and what an absolute menace he was to interrogate. He could slither out of anything, the snake. He sounds as tough as a rock. And that infuriating, self-satisfied look on his face when they took him back to his cell. Ugh, my blood just boils thinking about it. Certainly don't blame her on that count. And he had his dog dispose of the body, then simply has to be what happened.
Hold it!
Surely you're not suggesting that the dog threw the body down the well. I told you already, darling. Canis has more dogs than that beastly creature. Remember, he has pets on the outside, too. You mean he brought someone in from the outside of the prison to help him commit the crime? That's a little extra, I'm not gonna lie. Of course not, silly. How would they have made it through security? But he's the so-called fixer, no? Exercise that fabulous brain of yours a little. How hard would it be for him to recruit a dog on the inside, or even plant one? Interesting. And does this dog have a name? Well, if I knew that, my life would be so much easier now, wouldn't it? Anyway, it was just a little thought. You can ponder it in your own time, sweet time, darling. She's a slippery one. Not going to be able to catch her with this line of questioning, it seems. One Lagarde's testimony is a little more than a house of cards. I just need to push her onto the right statements to bring it all tumbling down. Okay, hold on. Couldn't have been anyone at Canis. I guess I have to say, like, how did you know? How would you have known? Nuh-uh. How do you fucking know, bitch? Warden Lagarde, you strike me as being more careful with the image you project, being more careful than the image you project suggests. She's pushing Canis really hard. Yeah. It's like when the imposter is, like, being the really fucking talkative in Among Us. You know? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, please call me Fifi or Sweetie Pie if you prefer. I will keep calling you Warden Lagarde. Thank you. Absolutely not. However, I think you may have been a little less careful than you realize in this instance. Aren't you just the most adorable little creature? Don't be embarrassed. We're all family here. Nuh-uh. No. Stop. Oh, come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't let her get inside your head. Or in your personal space. You said earlier that you didn't know much about Knight. In which case, I find it rather strange that you do know about the chisel. Well, of course I do, darling. Do you think we don't check prisoners when they come in?
Objection!
you do, but they didn't find it, so you're not talking your way out of this, Warden. It is entirely irrelevant, and you know it. Knight didn't bring the chess set into the prison himself. It was brought in by Mr. Saint when he came to visit. Knight wouldn't have had it with him when he arrived. What? I mean, of course, that when Mr. Saint came in, when the Saints come marching in,
Objection!
You checked him? I find that hard to believe. Because if you did, that makes your story all the stranger. If you found the chisel, why did you not confiscate it there and there? There and then. Eee! What the fuck? Your entire fur coat is reacting? That's crazy. Judge Gavel, did you tell anyone about the hidden compartment in the chess set? I did not. Eustace, dear, did you tell anyone? I mean, I told a couple of friends. By which I mean no one. I don't have any friends. Not yet, at least. If no one leaked our findings, then how exactly did you learn about the chisel, Warden the God? Because it recently couldn't have been, because it certainly couldn't have been when you checked Knight or Mr. Saint on their arrival. Indeed. Such a thing would imply an intentional oversight if it had been found. Yet let through. Precisely. So, Warden the God, and answer truthfully this time. Where and when did you learn about the chess set? Oof. If you want your answer, then allow me. I submit that you... Oh, right, darling. There's no need to rub it in. You got me, alright? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I questioned Knight. That was when I learned about the chess set. But please, you have to believe me. I did not kill him. But you let his chisel into the prison? That's kind of crazy. One moment, Warden. This is a significant development. The court requests that you make a detailed statement on the record. Any objections, Master Edgeworth? None, Your Honor. Thank you! Thank you, darlings! I'll clear up this awful misunderstanding, I promise! Stop. It's weird. Stop. You're gonna get rabies. Very well. Go ahead, Warden the Guard. And please, tell her the truth this time. Her lies are starting to wear thin. This is my chance to expose her. Exposed. My truth part 2. Sorry, just hold on. Give me a moment. Real quick, sorry. Okay, back. Whew, okay. I said I questioned Knight, but it wasn't anything serious, you understand. I make a point of talking to every newcomer in our little home. Knight was no different. We just had a little chat, you might call it. And after we talked, I had him taken back to his cell straight away. The more she lies, the The more she lies, the more thoroughly she seals her fate. So it was simply a conversation with the new detainee. That seems entirely above board. Girl. Exactly, Verity, darling, I knew you'd understand.
Objection!
No. Well, I don't. What proof do you have to back up your statement? I suppose we shall see, won't we? Mr. Edgeworth, you may begin your cross-examination. Again, this is not fucking court. I was going to do it anyway. Fortunately, it wasn't anything serious.
Hold it!
So am I right in assuming that you talked to Knight the night before the show? Exactly, darling. It would have been, around 3 a.m. on the 27th. 3 a.m. That falls squarely within the window of time laid out in the autopsy report. That's crazy. That's crazy. She straight up just, like, outed herself. That's insane. That seems rather late for a friendly chat. Wouldn't he have been asleep? Normally, yes, but if you remember, a guard was attacked in his cell. We had to examine the scene of the crime, gather information. These things take time, sweetie. I assure you he was wide awake. We all were. Regardless, I find it somewhat odd that you would choose to question him at such a late hour. Oh, you're such a tease, aren't you? Ugh. Anyway, no matter how odd you think it is, I had him brought to me, and that's what happened. Must you really insist on questioning every last thing I say? Yes, that's kind of my thing. Sorry, Fiefs, he's like a dog with a bone sometimes. I'll be sure to scold him once we're done. Though, would you mind giving us a little more info? Like where you had him brought to? My office, of course. Mwah. Where else? Stop kissing your fox. You're gonna get rabies. Office, which is where we believe the body was moved from. Would you mind appending what you just said to your testimony? Anything for you, darling. 3 a.m. the night before the show. Okay. I'm just gonna press for now. Remind me where your office is. You've seen the sign in the detention center corridor, I imagine. The one that says no entry? I ignored it. That's it, sweetie. My office is just up in there. A short walk from the holding cells. I understand they also have access to the yard. Why, of course! That's where my gorgeous little garden is. Oh, I see where you're going with this. You're saying that's how I moved the body. I said that like an hour ago. You had the means and the opportunity. It's hardly impossible.
Overruled.
Hardly impossible proves nothing. You have no evidence for this assertion.
Objection!
There's no other way that the body could have been moved.
Overruled.
Surely you haven't forgotten that it was Mr. Saint who dropped Mr. Knight's body down the well. Well, he didn't know. Yeah, what she said. You're miles off, Edgeworth. You're fucking stupid. That's the dumbest fucking joke I've ever heard in this game. Ugh. Probably shouldn't push this any further for now. Make a point of talking to every newcomer in a little home. What did you and Knight speak about? Oh, nothing much. Just some small talk, really. I asked him about what animals he liked, what his hobbies were. His hobbies? Then I imagine you talked about chess. Oh, yes. I couldn't stop him talking about it, in fact. He even had a piece of paper covered with little notes about it in his cell. At least I think that's what they were about. So she seen Knight's correspondence chess diagram. That was no different. Had a little chat. you might call it, in which, you know, the chat ends in murder. Oh, shit.
Hold it.
How was he when you spoke with him? Oh, he was so open and honest, darling. See, no, that's how I know you're fucking lying. What? That guy honest? He was talking about one croissant and promoting a prom? I suppose he must have been hungry. Holy hell. Holy hell, new reply just dropped. Google one croissant. En passant and promoting a pawn. It seems he spared no one from his obsession with chess. Same, though. After we talked, had him taken back to his cell straight away.
Hold it.
If he really had gone back to his cell, he would still be alive today. You really think I murdered the poor man right here in my office, don't you? Well, what would my motive have been, darling? I told you I barely knew him. I'm no angel. I have my grudges against Canis, but Knight had nothing to do with that animal. She really does hate Canis. What in the god? I must insist that you append that statement to your testimony. Knight had nothing to do with that animal.
Hold it.
And that's where I present correspondence chess. You say that you bear a grudge against only Mr. Canis, is that correct? No, I despise it. Coming into my prison, thinking he can do whatever he wants. But he won't get away with it. I'll clip his wicked wings if it's the last thing I do. What the fuck? The fox is chasing its tail around her neck? That's crazy. And that awful dog of his, it's a menace. Completely upended the peace and quiet of my home. I don't know, it looked pretty cute. She even hates his dog. Does seem at first glance that she didn't have much of a motive to kill Knight. But she hates Canis so much she probably hates anyone who has anything to do with him. Thinking about it from that angle, the key to breaking her testimony will surely reveal itself. She likes to get on to know all the peeps, huh? A pretty chummy prison warden, if you ask me. All the peeps, no, all the perps. Chummy? She killed the man, detective. Poor guy would have been in cuffs, not to mention a neck brace. He was defenseless. Warden the guard was the murderer. The evidence points to that conclusion and no other. I said a question, oh yeah. Nothing to do with that man, huh? Explain correspondence chess then, bitch! Judge Gavel, I'd like you to take a look at this. Notes about a game of chess. What is the significance of this, Mr. Edgeworth? It was found in Knight's cell, which is exactly where you said you saw it too, Warden the God. But you didn't just see this game in Knight's cell, did you? You've seen it in Mr. Canis' cell, too. What do you mean?
Objection!
Oh, come now. Don't tell me you haven't taken a look at the chessboard in maximum security. Also, you know, the one delivering his chess correspondence must also be you. So, the fuck? What the fuck? Her entire fucking coat. I imagine you watch his every move like a hawk. Or rather, I imagine you feel that doing so is your only option. If she wants to find out who his cronies are, right? Oh, did she think he was a crony? Because he was playing chess with him? Maybe. Personally interrogating your own prisoners is highly irregular, to say the least. But as you said, Mr. Canis had threatened you. He put your precious home at risk. That's why you took it upon yourself to question him. You wanted to find out who his dogs were. And so what if I did? You also told us you read his letters, which means you must have known about one key fact. You knew that he was playing correspondence chess. Huh! And then who should appear but Knight, carrying with him a diagram of a very particular game. We ourselves used that diagram to infer a connection between the two men. And it seems you came to the same conclusion. But in your fear, you took your reasoning one step further. You surmised that Knight was Mr. Canis's henchman, sent to kill you. Which is the real reason she had that chat with the Bronxter. If his boss wouldn't crack, maybe he would. And when you questioned Knight, you made another discovery. For there inside his chest set, you found a hidden chisel. The murder weapon itself. As far as you were concerned, that chisel meant one thing, Canis. Thus, you convinced yourself that Knight was working for Canis, and that is why you killed him. I see you have no more excuses. Judge Gravel, your verdict, please. Before she comes up with some bullshit to say. Much as it grieves me, there would appear to be little room for doubt. I hereby give my verdict. Bronco Knight was murdered by... Hold it now! In the name of the goddess of justice, who is it this time? Warden. It's a joke. It's all a big stupid joke. You people just don't get it, do you? I think we've proven that it's you who didn't understand things correctly. Me? Please, darling, I understand it all perfectly well, thank you very much. And I understand that there's a glaring contradiction in your theory, Mr. Edgeworth. You're just grasping at straws now. I have no time for this. Your Honor, the verdict.
Overruled.
I am curious to hear what the warden has to say. What? God, come on, this is long enough. You're a doll, Verity. I just have one last thing to say, then Mr. Edgeworth can declare himself the winner. You rang? Crying. Does anybody remember a certain autopsy report? Of course. We received a finalized version only this morning. That's right. And I was listening to what you told us about it, Verity, even if nobody else was. You said the wound was 4 inches deep. 4 inches? Wait. Riddle me this, Mr. Edgeworth. How does a tiny chisel make a 4-inch wound? You stab it real deep. I don't know. No! Oh my god. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The alligator! The alligator! That's not the real fucking weapon! The alligator has the real weapon in it! Oh, that's fucking cruel. You fed your crocodile, your alligator, a knife? You bitch. No! Forgive me, oh goddess. I came perilously close to making a terrible mistake. Looks like your theory is the one that doesn't hold water, Edgeworth. What now, What do we do? It'll be fine. Mr. Edgeworth always comes through. Right, sir? Shit. Fuck. Looks to me like the Milesatron's out of commission. You're an attorney too, aren't you? Why didn't you do something? Turn things on their head with a desperate bluff. Blurt out the first mind-blowing thing that comes to you. Do things like that man does, you know? Hold on, I'm counting that as a That Man reference. I'm counting that, hold on. Bring the counters back out. That's a That Man reference for sure. Alright. Back to the Shadow Realm you go, counters. Look, Detective, I'm as much of a man as the action. I'm as much of a man of action as the next guy. But without evidence, we're up a creek without a paddle here. This might be the end of the road. Oh, we can't give up now. We have to do something. I'm certain that Juan Lagarde is the killer. It's the only explanation that fits the facts of the case. But if the chisel wasn't the murder weapon, what other bladed weapon is there here in this facility? It seems we still do not have all the answers, nor the evidence to prove those answers. Alas, we must wait until the trial to see this matter resolved, I'm afraid.
Objection!
Oh, come on, G. You're just giving the killer a chance to destroy the evidence.
Overruled.
G. Yes, VG. Video game. Are you calling the judicial process into question, Mr. Fender? No, nope, not me, I tried, Miles. Any bright ideas? What is the real murder weapon, since it's clearly not the chisel? Confound it, this question throws everything we deduced out the window. Nothing to add, Mr. Edgeworth. Allow me to remind you that claims not supported by sufficient evidence are subject to the harshest penalties. Fuck. Shit. Damn. It's hopeless. Can't think of anything. I need more time. Come on, brainstorm the fucking alligator. Loath him as I am to admit it. Hold it. You can't give up now. Remember what Mr. Fender said. Simeon's counting on us. Without us, he's... Remember how upset he was? He was devastated. And he's kind of fucking pathetic. He needs us, Mr. Edgeworth. Look at him. Nobody's in more pain than him over Mr. Knight's death. Oh yeah, I forgot they were friends. There's no way he did it, but if we can't save him, who will? And what's more, he believes in us. He's sitting in that cell waiting for us to bring him some good news. And I, for one, won't walk away until we have some. Okay. Gee, Miles, your little buddy there's quite the motivational speaker. Yeah, she's a bit of a leader type. I fear for whatever troop she puts together. And she's right, too. When you find yourself on the ropes, think of your client. Picturing them pleading with you to help them. Doesn't that make you want to fight back as hard as you can until the very end? Not exactly. He's kind of fucking pathetic. Think your old man, good old Gregory. No matter how bad things looked, he'd always find a way to turn it around and save his client. And you're just like him, right? If there's any way to force a turnabout here, you're the one who'll find it. Simeon's counting on you. Fuck, fine. Brainstorm. Judge Gavel. You seem to have recovered your composure, Mr. Edgeworth. But if you mean to attempt a defense, I would advise you to consider the ramifications. You've repeatedly proposed misguided theories and have made numerous false accusations. If you do so again, I will have no choice but to judge you unfit to serve as a prosecutor, and relieve you of your badge for good. She's right. I've put forward a number of theories that prove to be flawed in one way or another. Have I made some sort of fundamental oversight? Wait. She said my theories were misguided. Nothing to say. Then the court will tolerate no more of your time wasting. I hereby... Sir! Mr. Edgeworth! Give my verdict. That's it! I've been thinking about it the wrong way... Wait. I've been thinking about it the wrong way all this time. My theories weren't misguided. I was being misled. The defendant, Simeon Saint. I think it's a little too soon for that, Your Honor. I'd say it's well past due, darling. Wouldn't you agree, Verity? Also, what do you mean the defendant, Simeon Saint? Bitch! I've proven at least, plausible doubt that he's not the killer. Fuck you. Just because I didn't find the killer yet, eat my ass. Mr. Edgeworth, you may proceed. What? You fucking bitch! I'd like to remind you of a few things. The sighting of his dog, Helmut. The fact he wasn't at the show. These and the other factors made Mr. Canis the obvious suspect at first.
Overruled.
This again, Mr. Edgeworth. You seem almost proud of your blunder.
Hold it.
But what if the real killer wanted us to suspect Mr. Canis? What if it was all carefully arranged? And what if the same was true of the chisel, our purported murder weapon? Knight had been stabbed multiple times in the same place with a bladed instrument. What if... not the red tint again. What if he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon had been removed? It makes more sense for this one, though. Just to leave traces of blood on it for us to find. That was how the killer misled us into thinking the chisel is the murder weapon. But why mislead us in this way? Why indeed? Why make us think the chisel is the murder weapon rather than whatever really was really used? In order to get Canis transferred. Warden, you took advantage of what the chisel seemed to suggest. What it suggested? What are you talking about, darling?
Hold it.
Mr. Winner, if I were to tell you that the murder weapon was a chisel, what would you think? That Mr. Canis is the killer? I think, right? Verity, is that right? Verity? Miss Cavell. Verity, I don't know. Yeah, yes, Eustace. Yes, Eustace. Yeah. And there you have it. That was the trap the warden set for us. Oh, Mr. Canis has a bunch of chisels, so she wanted us to think it was one of his, right? Indeed. That was her plan right from the start. Oh, so did he not even smuggle the fucking chisel in there? Like, she literally just had it. That's crazy. To frame Bodhidharma Canis. Your reasoning would appear to be sound. Warden Lagarde certainly seems to harbor a deep and abiding hatred for Mr. Canis. However, I think you know what I'm going to say next. That alone is not sufficient proof that Warden Lagarde is the killer. I knew that wouldn't be enough. There's only one thing that will prove it. The real murder weapon that we know must exist. If you cannot prove your theory, then this conversation ends here.
Objection.
If we could just find the real murder weapon by using the fishing rod, it'll be relevant, I swear to God!
Objection.
Oh, fuck off. How many times do we have to go over this? We searched the prison from top to bottom. Eustace is quite correct. No other possible murder weapon has been found. So I'm afraid you're at a bit of an impasse.
Objection.
No, I can still prove my case yet, Your Honor, because it's still here inside this prison. This would have made sure of that. The security gate. I'm glad you at least remember what it is. And do you remember what it does? Of course I do, I'm not an idiot! The security gate detects metal. Which you means... What? Which you means you... Wait, what? Which means you can't bring anything metal into the prison or take it out. Oh! He's a little bit of an idiot. Precisely. If there is another murder weapon, it cannot have been taken off the premises. But nor can it have been brought into the prison in the first place. And so we find ourselves right back where we began. Eustace brain fart moment. Yeah, at least something came out of his brain, you know? All the time, forever. It's because it's all gas up there, you know? It's all hot air. Judge Gavel. What I am trying to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth, is that if you wish me to believe that there is another murder weapon here in the prison, you will also have to explain to me how it got here. Alright, we know that the chisel was smuggled into the prison inside a pocket chess set. But our contention is that the chisel is not the real murder weapon. So if the weapon came from outside the facility, then there must have been a way to bring it in. Yes. The question of the hour is this. Can you show me this alternate route? Ugh. How did the weapon Warden Lagarde used to get, How did the weapon Warden Lagarde used get into the prison? You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation, is that correct? Why, yes, sweetie. Everything related to Canis is with me now. Oh my god, and she said she lost evidence! She didn't lose the evidence, she fucking used it! Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. Of course, that's how. The fact that this is here with us shows how a bladed object could have been brought into the facility as well. The bell.
Take that!
Allow me to remind you of our conversation with Mr. Canis yesterday. Yes, it was but one of my bells. One of only two in existence. Just two? Two and only two. One for my knife and one for my beloved helmet. Exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. My ears are my guide, after all. And I must be able to use my tools, privately. Precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me. So you see, there is a way for objects to be brought into the prison unscrutinized. As part of the evidence Warden Lagarde borrowed from the police and subsequently fucking lost, apparently. What? I feel like 50% of the words that Eustace spills out of his mouth is just what? Because he doesn't know what's happening. Mr. Canis's knife was part of the evidence in the case against him, and that evidence was here in the prison. Not only that, but the knife had a certain bell attached to it. The bell that was attached to the chisel. Correct. The killer took the bell from the knife and attached it to the chisel. But that can't be right. The chisel only had Mr. Knight's fingerprints on it. Easy enough to explain if the killer wore gloves. She made it look as if the chisel was the murder weapon, and then attached the bell to it. In so doing, she made sure that all the evidence pointed to Mr. Canis. And who had access to the evidence from which the bell was taken? Why, only the person to whom it had been entrusted. Who was it, sir? Who's been messing with the evidence? I believe that would be you. Isn't that correct, Warden Lagarde? God. Why is she so sensual? Bells aren't exactly rare, you know. Anybody could have set that up.
Objection!
There are only two of these bells in the world, dumb bitch. Huh. Unluckily for you, that isn't quite true. These particular bells are unique, because there are only two of them in existence. What? By attaching that bell to the chisel, you as good as declared yourself the killer. But you don't have any proof the knife was ever even here to begin with.
Hold it!
We can literally just fucking check. Like, who checked out the evidence? They have records for that, bitch. I don't. Not yet, anyway. Mr. Winner, I'd like you to order another search of the prison right away. Huh? But if you do find something, that's going to make things awkward for me. This isn't about what's convenient for you. We have to find the truth. You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Is that my job? Well, yeah, but, you know, I like winning. It's in my name. This worthless excuse for a prosecutor. If I had investigative authority, I wouldn't be sitting on it. Anyway, it's not my decision to make. The warden would have to authorize it. You know full well that she will do no such thing. You have the power to insist on a search. Use it. I'm sorry, darling, but not without that evidence. The goddess of justice cannot bestow her blessings on those who lack the proof to support their claims. We have to use the fishing rod. We have to use the fishing rod. Our work here is done. The rest of this matter will have to be settled in the courtroom. No, fuck, bitch, shit. No, if we give Lagarde the opportunity, she'll destroy whatever evidence is left. I have to object. I have to stop them. But what do I say? I don't have anything concrete to offer. What am I thinking? I'm never this reckless. No, I can't back down now. I've got to put everything on the line. I'm not a prosecutor right now. I'm an associate attorney with a client to defend. I have to be like that man. Only I can save Mr. Saint. And that means... even if my chances are 1,000,000 to 1, it's still worth a shot. It's now or never. Should I object? Fucking go for it, boy. Go, white boy, go! I suppose this must be how a certain serial bluffer always feels. That's a That Man reference for sure. Hold on. Counters, come back out here. That's 2 in one episode. That's crazy. I suppose this must be how a certain serial bluffer always feels. Regardless, I cannot walk away.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor. This had better be good, Mr. Edgeworth. We're already 3 hours into the stream. I've got it. Got what, exactly? The real murder weapon, of course. I know where Mr. Kenneth's knife is. Do you really, Mr. Edgeworth? I do. Not at all. It's fucking stupid. If I did not know better, I would say that you were bluffing. But surely you're better than that. Ha! You wound me, Your Honor. I don't know the meaning of the word. Ha ha! This is terrible for my heart. How does he do it all the time? I've got to ask him. There's no way you could... It's not here, I tell you. Well, would you be so kind as to enlighten us? Where is the real murder weapon? Think, Miles, think. Somewhere not even the police would search. A blind spot in the zoo. A hiding place that the warden could be absolutely sure of. A hiding place? No. If you insist, come on, Helmut, open up. Oh shit. I didn't even see this parallel. Did she use the same trick? No, that's ridiculous, isn't it? But the more I think about it, that fucking crocodile is dead, bro. That crocodile, or that alligator, is fucking dead. How many foolproof ways to evade detection could there be? Mr. Edgeworth, how long do you intend to keep us waiting? There's the faintest possibility I'm right. But if I'm wrong, we stand to lose everything. Your Honor, this is where the real murder weapon is hidden. Right fucking here. Here, in the yard. Indeed. I don't believe I understand. Would you care to explain a little more? Where exactly is the real murder weapon hidden? There she is! Allie, open up, girlie!
Take that!
Of course. That's what it must have been. Why the fuck is there an alligator at a prison anyway? What's the matter, detective? It's the metal detector, sir. It's, reacting to the alligator. What? How? The metal detector was reacting to something inside her, after all. Your Honor, I'd like to remind you of this piece of evidence. The chisel. Didn't we just figure out that isn't the murder weapon? You might recall that Mr. Canis hid this chisel in his dog's mouth. Would you believe that the real murder weapon was hidden in much the same way? Get fucked. That's right, the murder weapon is hidden inside the alligator in that pond over there. What? No way! We detected the presence of a metallic object during our early investigation. Judge Gavel, we need to know what's inside that alligator. Understood. Then we will need to summon a veterinarian. Oh, I'm sure I could get this little sweetie to open up for us. I'd be happy to give it a try. Please, by all means. Regina, useful. Oh, Jesus. She just walked in front of her and then opened up. Warden Lagarde, the real murder weapon is about to be revealed. Why not do the right thing and confess? I have nothing to confess. As you wish. Then you can simply wait and watch as your lies are exposed. Sure, we got it. This has to be it. It's over, Fifi Lagarde. The real murder weapon was Bodhidharma Canis' knife, making you the only person who could have killed Bronco Knight. I'm not the criminal here. This is all Canis is doing. I did the right thing. Knight was a threat. He was Canis' lapdog. Curse that despicable man, Canis. Why'd he have to come and ruin my perfect little home? I could have been happy forever if it wasn't for him. He ruined my paradise on earth. He ruined everything. Curse him. Curse that pitiless butcher. That awful, terrible, despicable man. Curse him. Oh, your fox. What the fuck? What the shit? Your entire coma's fox? What the fuck? Hello? How the fuck did she keep them in line like that? How were they biting? Or how did they stay on her? Sure, okay. What the fuck? Prosecutor Thwinner, sir. The test results have just come back. Thwinner? She runs a tight ship. Thwinner? I guess we've all been under a lot of stress. Traces of Bronco Knight's blood were found on Mr. Canis' knife. No, maybe that's just his legal name. His legal name is Eustace Thwinner. But, like, he makes everyone call him Winner. It's just like you said, sir. Congratulations on a stunning victory. Thank you, officer. Excellent work. You can continue complimenting me if you like. Yes, sir. Thwinner wins again. I think I'm welling up a little. With rage? Excellent work, Eustace. Just a few loose ends to tie up and we're done. My job here is done, but you didn't do anything! Huh? What are you talking about? I just solved the case, didn't I? We have yet to confirm whether or not Knight was really working for Mr. Canis. It will be vital to know if Warden Lagarde was simply jumping to conclusions on that front. He's cut the cape for it and everything, yeah. It's technically another jacket, but yeah. Huh? There's Clueless, and then there's you. Useless. Sorry, Eustace. Then I guess we'd better get back to our investigation. Bitch, what investigation? There ain't nothing left. I did all the investigating. I am the ace attorney in doing the investigations. Alright, officer, you're with me. You're about to see the winner win a whole lot more. Prepare to witness first-rate investigative talent in action. Yes, sir, I'm right with you, sir. Can't wait to watch you at work. This guy just enjoys seeing Eustace flounder, I think. At least he has good poses. He has the best poses. He has the most pathetic fucking poses. I love him a little. It's winning time! Sorry. What? It's winning time! Where are you going? It's in here! What? I expect this case will cause quite a stir. I can't believe he says it's winning time. He really fucking says it. The attempted murder of a president is news enough, and now his would-be assassin has been murdered. But Knight never sought to kill the president in the first place. The truth is not always as important as it might seem, Mr. Edgeworth. In the eyes of both society and the law. That's a really fucked up thing for a judge to say. I love the part where Eustace Winter says it's winning time and he wins all over the place. When are we getting a Eustace Winter spinoff? How can you even say that? You do not have to believe me. However, as a prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth is obliged to accept this. To accept that this is the reality of the world he operates in. Being a prosecutor is about more than proving people guilty. That's what I believe. Well then you're fucking wrong, bitch. We are all free to believe as we choose. But the law is not to be toyed with for our own personal goals. Bitch, you are one to fucking talk. Get the fuck out of here. If you refuse to accept this, then you must prepare to suffer the consequences. What does that even mean? Wait, you're not gonna take his... Shh. I'm afraid I must be going now. Farewell, Mr. Edgeworth. You can keep your badge for today. Oh, okay, I guess they're all leaving. Judge Gavel is right. There must be only one set of laws for everyone. But if following the law means sacrificing the truth, can I really do that in good conscience? Oh, Simeon, you're out! Huh. Oh, hi, Regina. Is everything alright? They did let you out, right? Yeah. But I'm so confused about what's going on. Some guy just came in and said I was free to go, and that I have Mr. Edgeworth to thank. You sure do. Mr. Edgeworth found out who the real killer is. Wow, really? You did that for me, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I did it for the truth, but sure. We could say that. Keep forgetting she just fucking sparkles all the time. It's the power of being a berry, I guess. Oh no, stop staring at me like that. I'm innocent, I swear. Don't pull the rug out from under me now. Oh, stop it, silly. It's true. He saved you. So say thanks already. Or you're fired. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you. And a great big Regina Berry thank you from me, too. Here's tickets to our circus. You're free to attend anytime. Mr. Saint talking directly to me? Small victories, I suppose. Can I just ask one question, Mr. Attorney? Sure. I'm not actually an attorney, though. I thought Bronco was my friend. No, my best friend. I trusted him, but now... But now? Well, it's just... I never knew. I never would have believed that he could hate somebody enough to want to kill them. If he kept something like that from me, then he never really trusted me, did he? Oh, that's not true, Simeon. Of course he trusted you. Sometimes, people just gotta kill people, No, he didn't. If he just told me, I could have stopped him. I could have told him that hate never helps, that he had to let go of all that stuff. Mr. Saint, I think you're forgetting something. I should show him the thing that proves Knight trusted him. The chess set?
Take that!
It's the chess set I brought for him. Knight had a hidden chisel inside. I imagine he meant to use it to escape. Bitch, how? What? What? You mean he was using me? Yes, he trusted you. In that he trusted you were stupid enough to bring it to him without even questioning it. No, he believed in you. Sure. Sure. We can go with that. He knew he could count on you to bring it, and that you would never be so untrusting as to look inside. I imagine that by not telling you, he was hoping he could keep you from getting caught up in his mess. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. This one's a little bit of a stretch. I'm gonna be real. I don't think Edgeworth's very good at this consoling thing. Oh. Bronco, why didn't you tell me? At least you understand now, right, Simeon? I'm sure he does. He might not show it, but Simeon's no dummy. Are you sure? I guess he did engineer that entire fucking thing. A good night's sleep and he'll be completely over this whole thing by tomorrow. That's not as complimentary as you think it is. I'll try. I have to, for Bronco. I have to show him I can become the best animal trainer out there. That's the spirit. Again, you're getting trained by the animal, though. Oh, I almost forgot. We're, doing a new show soon. I'd love it if you could come, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, fucking Max is there. Please, no. Please, no! No, don't bring him again. I'm fucking through with this pedo bullshit. No, I've had enough. I've had enough of him. Please. No, fuck off. I'll be joining Regina on stage for this one. That's right. The Very Big Circus is the biggest, most fabulous event in town. You'll have oodles of fun. Sounds great, doesn't it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, we have to go. Well, I'll think about it. All right, Simeon, we've got some training to do. I think it's time you and Regent got acquainted. What? Regent the tiger? No way, I can't. No. Oh, you'll be fine, silly. You'll never meet a nicer kitty cat. I can't. Oh, there he goes. Please, Regina, anything but that, please. She's chasing him with the tiger as we speak. Another satisfied customer. You didn't even do your job. There's no one to defend anymore. He's been let off the hook. We're not getting paid. Well, that was really something, Smiles. Talk about pulling it out of the bag. Couldn't have done it without you, Fender. Without your timely intervention, she would have gotten away. So good job on that one little scene. While I did the rest. Besides, I have you to thank for even being able to investigate the case in the first place. Ah, stop it. Pat me on my back any harder and you're gonna make me blush. Or topple over. I suppose it would be asking too much for you to take this seriously. Seriously? Miles, my friend, I'm always serious. Anyway, how does it feel to save an innocent client? That's what it means to be an attorney, after all. Do you like it? You want to switch? You want to switch back? Huh? Be a defense attorney like you always wanted to when you were a kid, huh? To be an attorney. Gotta say, I had a blast. Reminded me of the good old days. Like Gregory was standing there right beside me. It's been like a zillion years since I felt this warm and fuzzy on the job. That's good? Bittersweet? Not sure. Say, Miles, you ever thought about going into the defense game full time? Excuse me? You know, pick up where Gregory left off. Get out there and actually help people. Him and Cosmo are just doing a switcheroo. That's kind of crazy. Hey, pal, don't get any big ideas. Mr. Edgeworth ain't about to switch sides. Why not? Coming over to the light side's all the rage. Everybody's doing it these days. Oh, come on, Mr. Fender. You know it's not about that. Chill, team, chill. Don't get it twisted. I was just asking a perfectly innocent question. No, you weren't. The heck you were. Looks like you got a mean defense team there yourself, Miles. Eesh. They seem more like physical violence defense, though. Fender, I am a prosecutor. Yep, and I'm an attorney. You could be one, too. I'm serious. I'd welcome you with open arms. You know, hug involved. Well, I've said my piece. You change your mind, you know who to call. I'll be waiting. Peace. Alright, bye. What a cool guy. He's kind of fucking lame, but he's cool. Follow in my father's footsteps. I haven't thought about that since I was 9 years old. Shit. That's a lot of trauma to unpack. Did I really do such a thing? I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my dad. An attorney like my father. Oh shit, he's looking swanky. Me. He's looking swanky. The end. Whoop! What's the next case? We've done it. Lagarde is Lagon. Fucking got him. Turnabout Legacy. Oh shit, is this a fucking flashback case? Wait. Wait a minute. Oh, but flashback cases are usually fourth, aren't they? It fucking is! That's him! That's fucking Gregory! Wait, are we playing as Gregory? Wait, that'd be sick. Are we gonna see Little Edgeworth? I swear to God, if this game shows me Little Edgeworth, I'm sold. I'm sold again. I'd buy it again. I'd buy it again, simply for seeing Little Edgeworth. Wait, what the fuck? Not Sebastian. Fucking Eustace. Eustace is the centerpiece of the fifth episode, the fifth case. That's kind of crazy. Huh. So we have our flashback case, and then I don't like another K case. Huh. I wonder. Turnabout Forsaken. And then Turnabout for the Ages. I can't believe Eustace is plot-centric. New items in the gallery. Bam, ba-ka-ba-bam. Examining the teapot. Oh, this is spoilers, I guess, as both Miles and Gregory. Huh. Like father, like son. Yeah, I didn't do that. Lang G says. Dun, 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 dun. For saying the worst thing possible to Eustace during his— oh, that's spoilers! That's spoilers! I'm sorry! I'll keep it in mind. I'll say the worst thing possible to him. God. Memories. I can't believe he dead as hell. Look at him! Tiny Edgeworth! Look at this fucking loser with his bow tie. I can't. Look at him. I want to see Tiny Edgeworth. If they show me Tiny Edgeworth, I'll buy the game again. And I'm fucking serious on that. I will buy the game again. On whatever other platform it is available on. If they show me Tiny Edgeworth. Look at look at Gumshoe watching the TV. I didn't even notice that before. Oh, look at his shitty old fucking TV. God damn. Oh god. Character compendium. Oh shit. A missile. What? What? There's more? Bitch, where? Oh. These. Okay. What? Hello? Oh. There we go. Whoa, what? Why are we missing all of these beginning ones? That's crazy. Whoa! Bleh. So fucking dumb. Oh yeah, there's Tabby. There's Shelly the Killer. Oh, fucking Pain is here. Hi. Wah! Look at all these aminals. Monkey, mini pig, pony, rabbit, cat, Regent. Look at Regent. Fuck him up, Regent. A teddy! Oh, there he is, covered in dirt, or covered in mud. Grr. Woof. Hold on, I want to look at what's-her-face again. Fifi Lagarde. Look at them go! That's so many of them! Like, how many fucking foxes is that? That's so many! Girly pop! So many! Why do you have that many? Oh, she's cold afterwards because she's constantly covered in living beings. That's crazy. That's nuts. Hi, Regina. The sparkles come included. Oh, there he is. He's bald. Signature move. Ace Attorney fighting game 1. Oh, scary. There he goes. Oof. Bye. Destroyed. I like how this is the most, like, uncomposed Bodhidharma Canis is. I wonder if he's gonna play more... Like, you know how, like, it's clear that the, like, Hound of the Baskervilles case is, oh god, that was a really loud whistle, I'm sorry. The Hound of the Baskervilles case is really centric to the second half of Chronicles. I wonder if this guy's gonna be relevant later. Like, with his big-ass dog. And I wonder if Shelly the Killer comes back. Random-ass prisoner. Hi. He has 1 sprite. Good for you, man. Okay. Good fucking game. Ugh. Oh god, I can't wait to get to the flashback case because I want to see young Edgeworth. I want to see little baby Edgeworth. Like, just tagging along with Gregory. That'd be so fucking cute. I swear to god. But either way, playing as Gregory would be cool. So, yeah, looking forward to that next time. So, yeah, I'll be back with Vivid Stasis tomorrow, but I'll be back with Ace Attorney Investigations next week. So, I'll see you all then. Bye-bye!